What's up, guys? I want to introduce BKFC's newest series. It's called the BKFC Prospect Series. It's a monthly series of events that we're going to do that's going to feature up-and-coming men and women from boxing, mixed martial arts, kickboxing, Muay Thai, all different types of combat sports. It's also going to feature some of the men and women that come out to these tryouts. They try out for BKFC, and they weren't given an opportunity in the bigger fights because we just didn't have enough room for them. Well, guess what? Now we do. Prospect Series is your opportunity to show everybody, to show the world whether you have what it takes or not to fight for BKFC. And I'll be there looking to give you a contract to fight for BKFC. So if you want a shot to fight at the big leagues, it all starts at BKFC Prospect Series.
Tonight, live in Manassas, Virginia, the Old Dominion State, inside the Salisbury Center, these warriors compete for a contract that could change their lives. The future is now. This is the BKFC Prospect Series. It all starts here.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Manassas, Virginia, right outside our nation's capital, and was here where the legendary Civil War Battle of Bull Run took place. Tonight, it's the athletes of the BKFC that go to war on our battlefield, the Squared Circle. Tonight, the Prospect Series, and we are coming out firing with some dangerous prospects that enter the ring for the very first time. Not to mention, we got veterans like Zach Kelmus, welcoming Manassas native Josh Freeman to the BKFC in a banger. Our co-main event is a middleweight clash between two MMA veterans looking to make noise tonight in the BKFC. Micah Terrill towing the line against one-fight BKFC vet Cameron VanCamp. Main event is shaping up to be intense. Moldova's Stanislav Grosu is 3-2 with marquee wins, but Brandon Shavers has a nasty knockout on his record and is looking for the biggest win in his BKFC career. Grosu and Shavers tonight. And here we are in Manassas, Virginia. It's another edition of the BKFC Prospect Series here from the Salisbury Center, which is sold out to the brim, standing room only, and they are here to see our prospects, our new generation, the next generation of BKFC fighters start here. And before this, they're at the tryouts. Folks, if you don't know how the process works, it's the tryouts. Chris Lytle, Nate Shook, our matchmaker, they go city to city looking for the toughest fighters. Not only MMA fighters, not only boxers, all fighters. They all step up, they're evaluated, and then if they get past that stage, here they are right here at the Prospect Series. And what a night it is going to be. 10 big fights. We got some great veterans here. But more importantly, we got fighters that have never stepped inside of our ring, and then we find out if they're really ready for bare knuckle fighting. With that being said, we have our fights ready to go, so let's send it to our commentary team of Sean Willock and Chris Lytle.
Thank you very much, Cyrus. Chris, as we saw last month in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the BKFC Prospect Series is for fighters who have successfully emerged from the tryouts, as well as established and accomplished BKFC fighters.
And Sean, what I love about this is where we're finding the next generation of fighters, the new guys, the guys who really want to be part of what we're doing, and I love it. It's amazing to me we're getting guys who don't want to be boxers, don't want to be MMA guys. They want to be bare knuckle fighters. They're hungry, they're ready to be here. They're the future, and I'm excited for it.
Stanislav Grosu versus Brandon Shavers. That's our main event at 175 pounds. Chris, these are two very accomplished and established BKFC fighters.
And the thing is about it, Sean, crossroads fight. Both these guys want to make it to the next level. They want that push. They want to be up fighting for the title. Whoever wins this, they're going to start getting some consideration. The next guy, the loser, he's going to have to take a step back, regroup, kind of come back to the beginning. Nobody wants to be in that position. They want to get this title fight. They want to get there. They have to win this fight.
Chris, your keys to victory for both main event fighters, presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Okay, what we have here. Brandon Shavers, what he has to do, he has to work to get inside. Throw that double jab to get inside. He closes the distance very well. He does it behind that double jab. And he wants to push Grosu backwards. Grosu's such a heavy hitter, harder to hit good backing up. If he can push him backwards, he has a better chance of winning. And when Shavers gets in, he wants to throw combinations. Grosu is so good at landing hard shots, he can't throw those punches if you're throwing combinations. Throw a lot of punches, make him back up. Now, what Stanislav Grosu needs to do, he wants to step outside that lead foot. You have a southpaw versus right hand. Step outside that lead foot, and you can throw that straight punch right down the pipe with that power. And look what he did there, body shots. This guy hits a ton. Every time he throws a punch, he can hurt you. He feels like if he lands at the body, he's gonna put you down. And Grosu wants to throw power shots. He knows he has power in both hands. If he lands a hard shot, he is going to put you down. He's just gonna go out there, try and land that one hard shot. If he lands it, he's gonna hurt you. All he has to do is land power. He does that, he wins the fight.
BKFC uses the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting as administered this evening by the Virginia Commission. All bouts are scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds and are scheduled by 3 judges on the 10-point must system. Punching in the active clinch is allowed. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. We open tonight here in suburban Washington, D.C. with a bout in the bantamweight division. Our tale of the tape is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink for Kerry Caprio versus Mike Livingston.
And Sean, you can see here everything very similar for these two guys. Everything within an inch or two, so I don't think anybody really has any kind of advantage from the tale of the tape.
Mike Livingston, set for his promotional debut in BKFC. Livingston is 1-0 in the sport of bare knuckle. He's also had 14 pro boxing bouts. In our fighter meeting, Livingston described himself as a pure brawler. He said, "I'm going to come straight forward." He said this is a, quote, last man standing fight.
Wants to come in with a quick start, throwing hard shots the entire time. I love it. Sean, a lot of times we say what punches you want to throw, and they talk about jabs. That's so important. Not this guy. Power shots, hooks, uppercuts. He's coming to take your head off.
Livingston is naturally right-handed. He told us he will continually switch stances. He said, "I am not going to move backwards." If he comes to the inside, Livingston said, "I want to throw big hooks, big punches from the half-tide club."
He was so excited, Sean. He talks about always fighting bigger guys, fighting outside of his weight class. This is the first time he fought somebody his size, and he's going to go out there and take advantage of that.
Kerry Caprio, set for bout number 3 in BKFC. His bare knuckle fighting championship debut came June 2022 when he defeated Tyler Randall by 3rd round knockout. Caprio is also 3-0 in pro Muay Thai, and he's had 1 pro boxing match. Caprio told us in our fighter meeting he's focused on being extremely smart. He said, "I want to stick and move. If my opponent in this bout at 135 pounds, Mike Livingston, speeds up, I will slow it down. If he is passive, then I will speed it up."
Having that experience is huge, he feels like. He understands one thing his opponent doesn't: hit and don't get hit. To do that, he has to control the pace. Knows you can't go out there and trade punches. Wants nothing to do with that. Wants to show his superior skill.
Caprio used the term tactical pressure. He said, "I'm going to slip and move. I'm going to throw 1-2s, and I believe my opponent, Mike Livingston, will really struggle with my tactical pressure."
So, be very smart, be elusive, but he has to be first. When he's getting involved with punches, combinations, be first. Don't be out there waiting, countering. If you get hit first, you might be in trouble. Go out there, go first, stay calm, stay relaxed, and hit your opponent first.
Caprio said, "I am ready for Mike Livingston to explode off of scratch, swing big for the knockout. I have to be aware of his left hooks. And again, if he is going fast, I'm going slow, but if he slows down, then I turn up the speed."
Understands he has to angle out. He can't just let his opponent blitz him. Angle out, move, and counter when you do.
To get our evening started, we send it into the ring with the always outstanding Jeff Houston.
Hello, hello, hello! Manassas! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome one and all
to the Salisbury Center, and we welcome you to the ultimate proving ground to the next generation of bare knuckle warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Prospect Series! And we are set for our opening fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. His official weight, 131.6 pounds. He is a pro boxing veteran of 14 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, here is Savage Mike Livingston. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black and white. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 129.2 pounds. His overall BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Laurel, Maryland, here is Kerry Cap versus the World Caprio. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Mike Livingston told us, I think Kerry Caprio is going to come forward and throw. Livingston said, I welcome that. I want an all-out firefight. Round number 1, both fighters coming forward off of scratch into the center circle. Both fighters, as you see, black and white trunks. Blue hand wraps for Kerry Caprio, red hand wraps for Mike Livingston. Big swings from both men.
You can see that crouch right there that Livingston has. He's just looking to load up on that right hand.
Just a side headlock position. Now driving pressure from Kerry Caprio. Caprio to the body. There's the half tie plum that Livingston talked to us about in our fighter meeting, Chris.
And you got to be careful when you're Livingston not to throw too much too early and wear yourself out.
Big swings from Mike Livingston.
But look, this is where I'm worried about him when he's tying up. He's not used to this as much as his opponent.
Lowered stance now for Livingston. Caprio coming forward. Big naked overhand right again, and the counter right hand from Caprio. Livingston throwing wide. Caprio uppercuts now to the body with the right hand. Livingston uppercuts to the body. Good driving pressure by Caprio.
You can just see, like, look at Livingston right now. He's off balance when he's throwing these hard shots. He's putting a lot of energy into that. And if you don't land him, if you don't do damage, you're going to get tired. Look at his mouth is open already, Sean.
Last sequence, effective framing from Kerry Caprio. Swing and a miss from Livingston, taking himself off balance. Caprio to the body.
And this is a fast pace. You cannot keep this up for 10 minutes. People think it's only 2-minute rounds. It is a sprint.
Caprio coming forward, a big right hand from Caprio. On the uppercut from Kerry Caprio. Livingston now holding on defensively with that halftime punch. Duck under from Caprio. More big shots. Andrew Glenn taking a close look. 20 seconds remaining, round number 1.
Good job by Livingston there. He was hurt. He did a good job of not going down and grabbing onto his opponent. Sometimes you need to grab him.
Mouthpiece out. It's the mouthpiece of Livingston. Back in. That's the slight delay. Right back to it. Caprio coming forward. Again into the heavy clinch. Hook tugged by Livingston. Separation from Andrew Glenn. Caprio off the 1-2. Counter right hand from Mike Livingston. Caprio walking through that short left hand. Now the right hand from Kerry Caprio. 1-2 from Caprio. Outstanding round number 1.
Round seems like it's going long, Sean.
There is the bell.
I feel like there was 10 seconds that lasted about 30. I bet Livingston felt the same way. Good round right there for Caprio. He really started to get control there. I think Livingston started out strong, but he's got to learn. This is a 2-minute round. You have to pace yourself. If you go all out, he thought it was a sprint. But it is a sprint, but you got to control that pace. If you go out all the way, you're going to get tired in about a minute, and that last minute's going to be tough. Caprio there's that being a veteran right there, understanding this 2-minute pace, waiting for the right time. Good left hand that didn't hit flush, but it did enough to do some damage right there. Good job by Livingston there, taking some hard shots, not going down. A lot of times I told you, it takes people somewhere between 1 to 3 rounds to get feel is. That was the first round. Let's see if Livingston has a better understanding of bare knuckle.
First up to scratch is Kerry Caprio. Now joined in scratch by Mike Livingston. Glenn starts round number 2. Forward pressure. Fast start to round 2 from Kerry Caprio.
Livingston is throwing too wide with his punches. You got to straighten those out a little bit.
Entry on the right hand for Caprio. Caprio now digging to the body with the right hand. Defensive clinch from Livingston. Livingston trying to land the right hand. Duck under from Mike Livingston. Well read from Kerry Caprio.
And Sean, this grappling is so tiring, especially for a boxer. We're not used to this.
Caprio coming forward. Walk through the right hand of Livingston to land his own. Caprio now trying to snatch the half tie plum. And Caprio to the body. Right hand out to the head with the right hand. Big flurry from Caprio. Double unders from Livingston. Gets the break from Andrew Glenn. 15 remaining round 2.
Livingston is very tired, but I'm really impressed with his ability to just continue to tie up, get in positions when he's hurt to not get knocked down.
Big exhale from Livingston. Caprio forward again, eludes the big right hand of Mike Livingston and threw that naked without the jab setup. Underhook dug in from Livingston, but defensively so. Livingston takes a backward step, almost putting himself against the ropes.
Look at Livingston's mouth, just wide open, gasping for breath right there. You got to keep that mouth closed.
Caprio on the right hand, left hand. Livingston taking a tremendous amount of shots, still standing here in round 2. Strong second round for Kerry Caprio. 35 seconds remaining in round 2. Caprio on the left hand, right to the body.
Break. Step back, gentlemen. Step back.
Caprio from the center circle off the 1-2. There's that naked right hand from Livingston. Caprio, big shots. Crashing against the ropes is Mike Livingston.
Cannot believe he didn't go down there. I thought he was going. They could have called that a knockdown shot. He was leaning against the ropes. He felt like the ropes were keeping him up.
Not ruled a knockdown though from referee Andrew Glenn. More big swings on the right hand. Final seconds, round number 2. Overhand right, the duck under, the drive through. Next stop, round 3.
And Sean, this is exactly what we want for fighters in here. These guys are going for it. I got nothing but respect for Livingston right now. He's taking a lot of shots right now. Caprio's fighting a very smart, intelligent fight. I mean, Livingston, he's a game fighter. He's here to fight. You can just hear those fists landing against space, Sean. Beautiful sound. And like you can just see, like I said, Caprio doing a great job. Livingston extremely tired. This is a new pace. This is a new sport. He's not used to it yet. Very tough to go in there with a veteran who's already had 2 fights. People don't understand. It's only 2 fights. That's a huge difference.
Mike Livingston corner is just above our commentary position ringside. Chris, we can see Livingston has a big knot above his left eye. We are going to get a medical timeout. Issued by referee Andrew Glenn before the start of round 3. First appearance of the night by the Chief Medical Officer of BKFC, Dr. Don.
Now that shouldn't be a problem unless they feel like you can't see because of it.
This fight is over, and the win for Kerry Caprio. He's now 2-1 in BKFC.
And I feel bad right now for Livingston, but man, I'd like to get an explanation on that because you would think unless it was a problem with his vision, still nothing but respect right there for Livingston. That was a tough fight, and he kept coming.
Chris, you can see the knot that we talked about, that we saw on the stool between rounds 2 and 3 from Mike Livingston. Dr. Don Muzi is the immediate past president of the Association of Ringside Physicians. He is a world-class A++ ringside/cage-side physician. I don't believe Dr. Muzi stopped it because of that knot.
You wouldn't think so. I mean, we've seen some huge hematomas in fights before.
Credit to Mike Livingston. He entered 1-0 in the sport of bare knuckle, but this was his BKFC promotional debut. He was game. He took big shots. He did not go down. And Kerry Caprio, now 2 wins in 3 fights in BKFC, and he was on point. Beautiful entries, beautiful precision.
And I feel a little like I neglected Caprio. I kept talking about Livingston, how tough he was, but that was all because Caprio did a masterful performance right there. He did a great job of controlling the range, landing hard shots, taking what he was given. He almost fought a perfect fight right there. Very good job for Caprio.
A very fun fight, high energy to start BKFC Prospect Series as we're just outside of Washington, D.C. in Manassas, Virginia. High energy, Chris, all energy. These fighters in the 135-pound division. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, let's have a round of applause for these two warriors. Our ringside physician on the advice, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 2. For your winner by TKO, Kerry Cap versus the World Caprio.
And Sean, we talk about fighters really making a huge leap from fights 2 to 3. I feel like that's what happened with Caprio. He looked better than he ever has. Looks more relaxed, more understanding of bare knuckle, and he looks like he's going to be someone that's going to be hard to deal with.
Mike Livingston told us he welcomed a firefight, and that's what he got. Kerry Caprio talked about tactical pressure. He applied tactical pressure throughout. The winner, by way of second-round TKO due to physician stoppage, Kerry Caprio defeats Mike Livingston.
My name is Dustin Garrett. I fight out of Murphy, North Carolina. If I can get inside, I can beat him. If I stay in tight, I can negate most of his power, and I think my clinch work will be better than his from my wrestling background. I can see this fight ending in one of 2 ways. It's either going to be a knockout first round, or it's going to be an awesome fight all 5 rounds.
To the featherweight division we go. Our tale of the tape is presented by Fubo TV for Dustin Garrett versus Nathan Rivera.
Very significant here, Sean. You have a 5-inch height advantage as well as a significant reach advantage. 74 inches for Rivera. We've seen him fight before. You know he wants to stay long, stay outside. He has to have Garrett. Garrett has to get inside if he wants to do anything, and it's going to be hard to do against Rivera.
Nathan Rivera made his BKFC debut this past November. He defeated James Hyder by first-round TKO.
And what I really like, look how relaxed he looked, coming out to do damage, but really looked like he had a good understanding of bare knuckle. Confident with his hands on, but just look at this placement right here in a second, Sean. Waited for the right time, boom, landed that good body shot, delayed reaction, knew he had his opponent hurt and went for the finish. That was a beautiful job of placement. He understands, he's paying attention, he's watched. This is one of the guys I'm talking about. He says he wants to be a bare knuckle fighter. He came over here, he told us what he's gonna do. He did it, he's excited to be here. He wants to take over this division.
Nathan Rivera, set for bout number 2 in BKFC. He's also had 1 pro MMA fight. Rivera told us in our fighter meeting after his BKFC debut, which you just saw highlights of this past November, the first-round TKO win over James Hyder. He now has the confidence to really let his hands go. Rivera said, I didn't know if I could throw with throw power. I now believe I can throw with full power.
But the main thing to me is after that first fight, this is his focus now. This is all he's doing. He's not doing boxing. He's not doing MMA. He's here to be a bare knuckle fighter. So when you change that mentality, you change your mindset, and this is all you train at, you get better at a rapid rate.
A standard question in our fighter meetings to every fighter on every card. We say, what is your key to victory? Rivera said, I'll tell you the key to my opponent's victory. Dustin Garrett has to get inside, but I'm not going to let him get inside. I'm going to utilize my full reach advantage. I'm going to stay long. I'm going to use counters. I'm going to use pulls.
Stick and move, stick and move. He has to hit, don't get hit. He knows his opponent's coming forward. Don't be there when he does.
Dustin Garrett set for his BKFC debut and indeed his pro combat sports debut. Garrett has had 12 AMI MMA bouts. He told us in our fighter meeting that he feels he has the ability to see punches extremely well. Garrett said, I want to establish myself on the outside, keep parrying the punches of my opponent in this featherweight bout, Nathan Rivera. if we work to the inside, I would rather work in the clinch than in the pocket, and I'm going to throw big uppercuts in the clinch.
Pressure was his key, Sean. Pressure the entire fight. Be in his opponent's face, push forward the whole time, push his opponents back against ropes. He feels like that is what he has to do, pressure the entire fight.
Dustin Garrett, very complimentary of his opponent, Nathan Rivera, in our fighter meeting. He said he's fast, he has good head movement, a really strong overall skill set. Garrett said, I cannot let him control the distance. Myself controlling the distance, that is my key to victory.
He knows it's going to be hard to get inside, so he's got to use head movement. Make sure that he's not right in front of his opponent. Get off that center line, get inside, push his opponent back.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Fight fans of Manassas, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Presented to you by Fubo TV. Watch live sports and TV without cable, including BKFC on Fubo TV. Start your 7-day free trial at FuboTV.com. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 145.4 pounds. He holds an undefeated BKFC record at 1-0. Fighting out of Marietta, Georgia. Here is the undefeated Nathan Rivera. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears purple and black. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 145.8 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Murphy, North Carolina. Here is Dustin Elmo Garrett. And our referee in charge of the action, Sean Spath.
As Dustin Garrett was complimentary of Nathan Rivera in our fighter meeting, Rivera the same way towards Garrett. Rivera said, I definitely respect Dustin Garrett's power. I think he'll put on a hard round 1. If we go to round 2, Rivera said, I believe my cardio will shine through. Fast start to the surprise of no one, especially Dustin Garrett and Nathan Rivera. For Dustin Garrett, black trucks for Nathan Rivera. Coming forward with pressure is Dustin Garrett.
I already see a little bit of blood on Garrett's face.
To the body, underhook snatched. Rivera trying to turn out. There's the separation from referee Sean Spath.
You can see Rivera's targeting that right hand right there. One hit the left eye. Already got the cut.
See the cut under the left eye of Dustin Garrett. Garrett hard into the pocket. Rivera trying to stay long. 1:15 remaining round number 1. The tenacity of Garrett that Rivera told us he was expecting. Step in naked right hand from Rivera.
They said it's good. He understands he has an advantage. He has that cut. He wants to target it now.
2 cuts on the face of Dustin Garrett. Under his left eye, just outside the corner of his left eye.
Oh, wow. What a beautiful right hand by Rivera right there.
Straight to it. Trash Dustin Garrett.
Telling you, that is a beautiful right hand that continues to be thrown.
The count of 8 on his chest. Sean Spath breaks off his count. And just like that, Nathan Rivera now 2-0 in BKFC.
Sean, he gave me a letter before, wanted me to open it after the fight. I'm doing so right now. Let's see what this thing has to say.
Well, there are prospects, and then there are prospects. Nathan Rivera is a prospect. BKFC is brought to you commercial-free this evening on the BKFC app. It's presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And what the letter says right here, Rivera says, tell all the 45ers, welcome to the Rivera era. I like it. I love it. He's ready to go. He's here. You can see that he's dangerous. It's good. He's calling his shot, Sean. He says he's here to take over. And watching that performance, man, that right hand looked beautiful. He timed it very well. He waited for the right time to throw it, stayed out of his opponent's range, even when they tied up. I mean, a lot of times we try to figure out what is someone's weakness. Can you deal with people rushing you? Can you deal with people getting on the inside? He dealt with it very well.
Dustin Garrett was explosive. He was aggressive. He was tenacious. And Nathan Rivera continued to find the space, find the distance, and land big from his preferred outside range.
Moving well, looking for that right time. right on the button right there. That wasn't the finishing shot. That, I mean, they said Garrett took some hard shots. That was a shot right there.
Good job, man.
Thank you very much, sir. All credit, referee Sean Spath. This was his BKFC debut. Garrett tried to get up at 8. He fell flat on his stomach. Spath smartly broke off the count, and that is the win for Nathan Rivera. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sean Spath, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 1 minute 22 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by KO and still undefeated, Nathan Rivera.
And like he said, Sean, welcome to the Rivera era. It sounds good, it rhymes. Plus, it looks like it has a lot of possibilities of being true.
Time to get a multi-fight deal.
Dustin Garrett in his BKFC and Pro Combat Sports debut was not intimidated. He came forward with pressure. But finding the range, finding the hard, straight punches to the finish line, Nathan Rivera. The winner by way of first-round KO, Nathan Rivera defeats Dustin Garrett. Sold out tonight here, BKFC Prospect Series in Manassas, Virginia, in the greater DC metropolitan area. Still to come tonight, it's our main event. OnlyFans brings you our exclusive look back of the house at Brandon Shavers as he will face the Moldovan, now based in nearby Sterling, Virginia, Stanislav Grosu. Truly a crossroads fight for both men. Brandon Shavers versus Stanislav Grosu. You will see it tonight live. It's our main event. BKFC Prospect Series Manassas. An intriguing bout for you now in the women's flyweight division. OnlyFans brings you the numbers for Crystal Von Veek versus Christina Christ.
You can see here, Sean, both girls 5'2". A slight reach advantage for Crystal right here, and not that big, but you know right now that Crystal's gonna try and get inside, so it's up to Crystal to continue to pop that jab to keep her outside.
Christina Christ set for bout number 2 in BKFC. She's had 6 pro MMA bouts, including 1 in LFA. Chris told us in our fighter meeting, I want to keep throwing my jab and utilize excellent head movement throughout.
Wants to utilize that head movement to get inside. Feels like that's where she has the advantage. Get inside, push her opponent backwards, wants to get in there and test her opponent's chin early because she hasn't had a bare knuckle fight yet.
Chris said, I want to come forward, straight pressure on a straight line, work hard to the inside, and then be, quote, sharp with my dirty boxing.
Feels like she wants to turn this into a brawl. Feels like she's the tougher fighter, wants to go out there and prove it tonight by making this a brawl and winning with that style.
Draped in the flag of her native South Africa, the fighter now based in the United States in Rock Hill, South Carolina, Crystal Von Veek. This is the BKFC debut for Von Veek. She's had 4 pro MMA bouts, 2 in pro Muay Thai. Von Veek told us, I want to utilize constant forward pressure, high volume punches, and establish myself in the pocket.
She wants to get in that pocket, but she doesn't want to clinch. She feels like in that position, she can land those hard shots. She's better, she's faster, she wants to get into the pocket, do a lot of damage. Her opponent clinches, she wants to just get out and not stay in that range.
Von Veek said, if my opponent in this flyweight bout, Christina Christ, does clinch, I want to exit quickly and smartly. I want to throw 2 threes when Chris throws the jab. I'm going to meet her aggression with my own aggression.
The way she's going to deal with that aggression, she feels like she needs to get off first. Wants to be in there, not waiting for her opponent and reacting. Punch first and make her opponent react to her.
No animosity, all respect between these 2 fighters, but this is intriguing. These are 2 high-energy, straightforward, high-volume fighters.
This is going to be a fun one, Sean. They're going to go at it.
To get us started, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the women's flyweight division. presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight she wears black and orange. She stands 5 feet 2 inches tall. Her official weight, 120.6 pounds. Tonight, she steps into the squared circle for the second time. Fighting out of Rockwall, Texas, here is Crazy Christina Christ. And across the ring, her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, she wears pink and black. She stands 5 feet 2 inches tall. Her official weight, 117.4 pounds. She holds a combined combat sports record of 6 fights, and tonight makes her BKFC debut. Fighting out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, by way of Cape Town, South Africa, here is Crystal the Lovely Van Veek. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first female referee in BKFC history, Michelle Myers.
Michelle Myers calling both fighters up to scratch. Round number 1. And there's the fast start that we expected, Chris, and indeed both fighters expected. Pink trunks for the South African, Crystal Van Veek. Black trunks for the American from Texas, Christina Christ. Both fighters immediately trying to come forward, nearly an incidental clash of heads.
Happens a lot when you get 2 aggressive fighters.
The jab, there's the left hand, the right hand from Van Veek, circling out his Christ. In the southpaw stance on the turn. Move forward pressure from Van Veek.
Van Veek felt like she was going to have the speed advantage. You kind of see that playing out right now. It's going to be speed versus tenacity and power.
He's trying to land the rear power overhand left. Lands a hard jab, and walking through it is Van Veek. Van Veek coming forward again off the jab of her own, the left hook, rear right uppercut.
Chris has got to be careful as he continues to drop that hand. That uppercut is going to be there all day for Van Veek.
Heavy early forward pressure from Crystal Van Veek. Now Van Veek in the half-tie plug. Half-tie plug snatch right back from Christina Christ. And from Michelle Myers, Van Veek watch her head on the inside. There's the big overhand left, and lands from Christ.
It's a problem when you keep the head up too much like Van Veek is doing right now. That overhand is going to land.
Talked about high volume. Indeed, we're seeing high volume from both fighters. Missed with the right hand from Van Veek, but that turned Christ. Christ trying to reset, takes the right hand from Van Veek. Van Veek forward again. 5 seconds remaining, round number 1. This is the fight that we thought we would get, Chris.
Exactly. Come at it and fight the entire time.
The short right hand, the turn out. Just trying to pull the fight back to the center of the ring, taking a rare backward step for her. Just off the mark, you just heard the 10-second clap. Strong round number 1 for the South African Crystal Van Veek in her BKFC debut. Right hand again from Van Veek, the duck under. Next stop, round 2.
Good start round, good feeling. Let's see how these adjustments come after the first round. Both of these fighters knows what the other one wants to do. It's going to be these adjustments that are made in between rounds right here. They expect this fight.
Chris, I've commentated Crystal Van Veek in Muay Thai. This is how she fights. I've commentated Christina Christ with you in BKFC as well. He's in MMA for FAC. This is how she fights.
But otherwise, you want
Both
this
people
first
are
round,
trying to do their game plan. It's just going to be
keep it what you're doing now. You've got the right
accomplish that a little bit better
Brace
right
yourself.
here.
If you get tired, don't become sloppy. Don't become sloppy now, okay?
Van Veek was doing a great job of being aggressive right there, but still controlling and fighting in her range. From the very beginning of this fight, just watch how these combative start. I'm coming at you, I'm going to take your head off. You see that little Muay Thai background right there, and right back at it again.
Round number 2. And as we did to start round number 1, both fighters throwing quickly off from scratch. And as she did to start round number 1, Crystal Van Veek coming forward off from scratch.
Van Veek needs to start focusing on that uppercut.
Let's put the left hand.
This is ducking that head sometimes.
Right hand getting through from Van Veek, now on the flurry right hook. Blood coming out of Van Veek's left nostril. Cover for Christ. Michelle Myers telling Van Veek, don't push off on your opponent.
Chris just bites down the mouthpiece and comes forward with punches, but she's ducking the head. She's got to be careful.
30 seconds remaining, round number 2. There's the right hand. The second right hand getting through from Von Veek. That was slick.
Von Veek ain't one to do so.
Chris stepping backwards to step forward. 2 forward steps as Crystal Von Veek. Chris now circling out. The bigger head again. Landing the left hand is Christina Chris. Straight up to the right hand from Crystal Von Veek. Now on the overhook. Left hands, there's the separation from Michelle Myers.
Michelle Myers is not letting them fight much in the clinch at all.
Right hand just off the mark. You see the blood all around the nose of Crystal Von Veek. Just on this step in. There's the double indeed, the triple right hand from Von Veek.
Von Veek is landing some good punches. His face doesn't look like she's doing as well as she is, but man, she's landing some hard shots.
Forward pressure again. Looking for the defensive clinch as Christina Chris. She couldn't find it with 20 seconds remaining, round 2.
You see Chris right now starting to wear down a little bit. Didn't get quite a full fight camp for this one.
Blood flowing freely. Veek's nostrils. She walks forward with the right hand. Chris circling out, resetting from the southpaw stance against the orthodox stance of Von Veek. The bell, we moved to round 3.
And that pressure that Von Veek is putting on is unreal, Sean. Just continuing to come forward. Blood's pouring out her nose. It doesn't bother her at all. She's smelling blood. I guess it's coming from her own nose. But she feels like her opponent's in trouble. She wants to keep pushing that pace.
Jab, side jab, Crystal, you're winning this fight. You're not going to lose this fight, though, okay? You won the first round, it's your round.
I would agree with her assessment right there. She needs to keep coming forward and wearing her opponent down. And here's where you're going to see that nice overhand right that I think did some damage and caused a lot of that blood.
Look at me.
Good exchanges right there.
Seconds out cold. Round number 3 upcoming. Crystal Von Veek, BKFC debut. BKFC bout number 2 for Christina Christ. Can both fighters come immediately forward off of scratch?
I love the way they come forward every round.
He did that in rounds 1 and 2. You just saw him do it in round 3.
What do you think's going to happen in round 4?
They get there exactly the same. Just circling out, stepping right hand from Chris just off the mark. Circling out again is Chris trying to explode to the inside. That's where the slip immediately by referee Michelle Myers.
As it was, that's the right call.
Chris on the right jab from the southpaw stance.
Said Von Veek, if she can see it and land that uppercut, I think it would definitely pay dividends.
Right hand just getting through from Von Veek. Wrist on the shuffle step, almost as though she was going to throw a switch kick. She just did it again. There is a diversionary tactic and lands the left hand. Trying to seize the momentum now is Christina Christ here in round number 3. But there's the right hook right back from Von Veek. Shuffle step again from Christ.
Almost that shuffle step just does enough to throw your opponent off a little bit. Like, what is happening down there?
Slight swelling now under Von Veek's right eye. Good left hand getting through from Christ. 35 seconds remaining, round 3.
Doesn't matter how many times Von Veek gets hit, she just presses forward.
Right uppercut, chest misses from Von Veek. There's that long right jab, second long right jab from Christ. 20 seconds remaining, round 3. He's aggressive on the forward pressure from Von Veek here. Latter stages of round 3, as we saw from her early stages of round 3, and indeed rounds 1 and 2. But still forward pressure from Von Veek. Right hand getting through from the half-time plug. We move to round 4.
So these punch totals have got to be incredibly high. There's a lot of punches being thrown the entire fight.
Now, all 3 rounds, don't fuck it up. You understand? Look at me. Are you going to win this fight? Are you going to win this fight?
All these rounds very close, very competitive.
Exactly what you did. Perfectly. Your recipe is perfect. Okay? One uppercut. Okay? When you thread it once, you go down, throw uppercut. Move in and out, work around a leading leg angle. Perfectly. It works like a bomb. Okay? So work around leading leg. Your game plan that you're doing, working.
Luckily, we have some of the best cutmen in the business. You have to be great cutmen to be working for us right here.
Just saw it in the corner of Crystal Von Veek, a highly popular cut man who's also a BKFC fighter. G. Perez.
And look at the happiness right there, the smile from Von Veek.
Round 4, Chris, you called it. They came forward off of scratch again in the center circle to start round 4. There's the left hand from Chris. Von Veek, see with that right hook. Duck under from Chris, short right hand again. Von Veek has been on point with a short right hand.
Well, Chris is doing a good job of ducking the head, coming in with punches. That's where Van Veek has got to start throwing that uppercut.
Circling, looking for the better angle, but there's the rear left hand getting through from Chris.
And look at these strike totals, unbelievable. 250 thrown for Von Veek. Chris was like 190. These are just unbelievable numbers for 4 rounds.
You see Christina Chris now cut outside of her right brow. Going forward again off the right hand, Crystal Von Veek. Chris with the head movement on the duck under.
I mean, Von Veek has one speed and it's coming straight forward. He just wants to come forward and put pressure on the entire time.
He's trying to flurry to the inside. Von Veek just missing with the overhand right. Check left hook not there for Von Veek. That did turn Chris though. Chris resetting. Coming forward in the center circle. Through the center circle, Von Veek. 45 seconds remaining, round 4. Pace is slowed down slightly. Really could not maintain, but it's still a really fast pace.
Well, like 250 punches, 450 thrown through the first few rounds, Sean. You got to slow that pace down a little bit.
Yet this is still a rapid-fire pace for both Crystal Von Veek and Christina Chris.
So I think the pace might have slowed, but the landing percentage probably went up.
Right hand getting through again. That second right hand. Von Veek has done that exceedingly well with double and triple right hands. That's a high degree of skill from the orthodox stance. There's a good left hand getting through from Christina Chris.
Chris does a great job of exploding in, landing a couple punches, landing one shot, and getting out of there.
We move to the 5th and final round.
Be good to know what the score is right now, Sean. Maybe if we had some last score we could know, but you know, it'd be great if this is close at all. You can see if this is tied at 2, you could just see this last round, they would just have to go all out. Or if one person's down by 2 rounds, 3 rounds, they would know they have to get the knockout.
Chris, you know, I used to be in first place for advocates for real-time scoring. I've been dropped to second place as you are fully top of the table now. We appreciate the advocacy.
Sean, as a fighter, I totally understand that. You're in there sometimes. You want to know what you have to do to win this fight. Sometimes you think you're winning and you're not. I always want to know. I think the fighters want to know.
The fighters.
What an ending if they're tied to, or if you're down, you know you got to get the knockout. You're coming for the knockout, Sean.
5th and final round. Crystal Von Veek versus Christina Chris. 5 for 5. All 5 rounds have started with both women coming forward off of scratch.
Great start for Von Veek right there. She led a lot of punches.
The tempo slowed down slightly in round 4. It's turned right back up here in round 5. To the inside, half-tie plum snatched by Von Veek. Chris driving through the overhook, snatched by Von Veek. Von Veek on the right hand on the exit. Just on the 1-2, dipping her head, missed with the right hand.
Wow, look at that. 304 for Von Veek to 221. I mean, they're just going at it.
See the bruising, the swelling under the right eye of Von Veek. See the blood streaming from the cut outside of Christina Chris' right brow. Quick separation from referee Michelle Myers. Off the jab of Von Veek. Duck under again from Chris. Chris circling out. 60 seconds remaining in this women's 125-pound fight.
And just look at this forward pressure going to come from Von Veek as usual, just coming forward the entire time.
On the 1-2 from Christ. Christ right hand, left hand getting through from Von Veek. Forward pressure again from Von Veek. Chris, in these high volume even rounds, so often judges will look at who is coming forward, and that's largely been Crystal Von Veek.
That's why that's always a good strategy. In a close round, they give it to the person pushing the pace.
Sometimes it's correct, sometimes it's incorrect, but often it's the case in close rounds with a lot of punches from both fighters. Stretch drive now. Left hand getting through from Christ. Von Veek again coming forward off the right hand. The 10-second clap. Shuffle step entry from Christ off the right hand. Half-time pump from Von Veek. Left hand, right hand, Christ. The bell, the end of the fight.
Now look at that, Sean. No animosity at all. They both smiled in between and before each round. A good hug afterwards. What a fight.
After weigh-ins, Crystal Von Veek and Christina Christ sat together alone and acted as teammates. It shows that you can have friendship, there's no need for animosity, and you can come in and still have an all-out performance against your opponent. It's not your enemy, it's just simply your opponent. You see the friendship, you see the respect.
And Sean, you have to understand, you can play football against somebody, you can play basketball, and you can knock them down, you can go help them up afterwards. It's the same thing in a fight. Like, I don't have to dislike you. I got to hit you as hard as I can and try and knock you out, but I will help you out afterwards. But during the fight, I want to take your head off.
Chris, as we reviewed our notes from the respective fighter meetings, which are held in isolation, neither fighter knows what the other says. We don't reveal it until we talk about it on air. It's virtually the same. Crystal Von Veek, Christina Christ both telling us, I want to keep throwing my jab. High volume, high pressure, constantly move forward, get to the inside.
Check, check, and check.
The Virginia Athletic Commission has assigned the 3 judges who have scored this fight ringside. There are 3 scorecards being tallied now at the Virginia Athletic Commission table, which is just to the right of our commentary position.
Well, Sean, they're very happy right now. They can't both win, but I bet they might be in line for a fight of the night.
That definitely felt like a fight of the night, and I think no one on planet Earth, Chris, is more qualified to call for a fight of the night than you.
Sean, I always talk about how I like when I'm talking to some fighters, they go, I don't ever want to have the fight of the night. That means I'm getting hit a lot. I'm like, yeah, dang it, you're right. You're smarter than me, but I like fight of the nights. They're fun.
Crystal Von Veek, Christina Christ both got hit a lot and both threw a lot. Both continued to come forward. So we have the delay at the Virginia Athletic Commission table, which often means something other than a unanimous decision. We shall see. What we do know for sure, Crystal Von Veek, Christina Christ going all out through the full 5 rounds, the full 10 minutes. Thought we would get that fight, and that's the fight that we were anticipating, and indeed we received. To end all suspense, here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for these 2 amazing warriors. After completing the scheduled 5 rounds, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Our judges scored this fight 49-46, 50-45, and 49-46. To the winner, by unanimous decision, Crystal, the lovely Von Veek.
Fantastic fight for Von Veek. She passed with flying colors her initial fight. Looked good at controlling the range, but man, that was a tough style fight right there.
Chris, when you take a judging seminar in either MMA or in pro boxing, and what'll be the same in bare knuckle, they talk about close 10-9s and wide 10-9s. Those were close 10-9s, but the judges saw it 4-1, 4-1, 5-0. That was a fun fight, both fighters going all out. The winner, by way of unanimous decision, Crystal Von Veek defeats Christina Christ.
My name is Sean Brooks. I'm from Waldorf, Maryland. Fighting is not a normal path for most people, but I'm not most people. My keys to victory is to go out and just be comfortable. and just get past the nerves. Once I'm past the nerves and I get in my flow and I'm comfortable and I let my hands go, that's it. I know I have power in either hand. I don't really see him hit me a lot. He's either gonna be really short with me pitting him away, or it's gonna be really long with me being technical and long and just pitting the hands on him.
Bucked Up Energy Drink brings you the numbers for this bout at 175 pounds. Sean Brooks versus Jordan Christensen.
And Sean, very strange right here. They have the exact same height, however, a significant 7-inch reach advantage for Sean Brooks. He's going to utilize that. Christensen has got to get in to land punches. It's up to Brooks to make him pay when he does.
5 fights in BKFC for Jordan Christensen. His most recent occurred June of last year when he defeated Kerry Latimer by unanimous decision.
And so we talk about guys who get better as they go after the 4th, 5th fight. And that's definitely Christensen right here. He just looks way more comfortable, way more relaxed. Understands when he needs to explode and throw punches, when he needs to be defensive. But getting inside right here, look, just waiting for the right time, exploding when he needs to, landing the hard shots, and being good defensively. Very smart fighter.
Jordan Christensen set for fight number 6 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. He's also had 5 pro MMA bouts. Christensen told us at our fighter meeting he feels that he has really evolved past his initial mindset in BKFC of just trying to survive. He said, now I have the confidence to where I want to feel this fight out early. I want to establish myself on the outside, be smart defensively, throw combos, but don't try to force anything.
Yeah, and then he wants to step it up as the fight goes on, utilize that in and out motion, clinch when he needs to, but he wants to switch stances out a lot, catch punches, and confuse his opponent.
Of his opponent in this middleweight bout, Sean Brooks, Jordan Christensen said he has really good power, but I think he throws big power shots to his detriment because he opens up for counters. Christensen said when he gets, quote, wild, that's when I think I can take control with my technical clean striking. And Christensen said, I think Brooks will get wild after the first round if we go that far.
Christensen said he has experience, his opponent doesn't. He has to test that shit immediately to make sure that that guy knows what he's into and if he wants to be here or not.
This is the BKFC debut for Sean Brooks. The United States Marine Corps veteran has also had 4 pro MMA bouts. He described himself to us in our fighter meeting as a pure counter striker. Brooks said, I'm going to smartly find openings. Brooks is naturally right-handed. He told us he's going to keep switching stances. Brooks said, straight punches with power are my key to victory.
Feels like he needs to increase the pace the entire time to wear his opponent out. If he stays active, he stays there reading and ready to react, he's going to have a good night.
Brooks said of his opponent, Jordan Christensen, I think he wants a very measured pace, and Brooks said, indeed, Christensen is very good at controlling the pace of this fight. Brooks said, I cannot let Christensen do so. I want to cut the ring smartly. I want an active pace, but I want an intelligent active pace.
Feels like he wants to push his opponent backwards, get him up against ropes. That's when he's going to unload combinations. When his opponent cannot back up and just has to stay there and take it, that's his time to explode.
Brooks said, I want to throw with intent. I've watched a lot of BKFC, Brooks told us. He came through successfully in the open tryouts where you saw him, Chris. Brooks said, I know that you cannot waste energy in bare knuckle with these 5 2-minute rounds by throwing, looping punches that just aren't going to land.
Sean, the newcomers have not done well thus far. Let's see if Brooks can change that.
Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Introducing to you first. Fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, 173.2 pounds. Tonight, he steps into the squared circle ready for bare knuckle fight number 6. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Here is Jordan, the Hayes Haymaker Christensen. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, an even 176 pounds. His MMA record stands at 4 fights, and tonight he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Waldorf, Maryland, here is Sean the Midnight Express Brooks. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Jordan Christensen told us, I've got to land my jabs, I've got to land my hooks when Sean Brooks comes forward. Round number 1. Immediately moving backwards, looking to counter strike as he told us he would, is Sean Brooks. He's in the black and red trunks. Black trunks, red trim, red hand wraps, Jordan Christensen. Heavy to the inside, the half-time point, snatched by Brooks. Uppercuts, big swings on the left hand, that turns out Christensen.
Brooks is resetting. Brooks has got to be careful of this waiting. If you're the second one, not the first to get off, you might get cut.
Jab to the body from Christensen, not there.
You can see Brooks has complete confidence in his ability to counter, though.
Brooks sitting back.
Brooks said that when we had our fighter meeting, he was definitely willing to counter.
Brooks on the entry right hand. Good duck under from Christensen. Both fighters at a very measured pace to start this fight. On the switch step from Christensen, overhand right off the mark. 60 seconds remaining, round number 1. We're in the middleweight division. Forward pressure from Sean Brooks. Brooks, twice now you've seen him throw out the diversionary rear right hand. Duck under from Christensen. Andrew Glenn just told Sean Brooks, make a fist, don't extend the fingers. That's why Brooks just looked over to the referee, Andrew Glenn. Chris, seeing that measured pace.
Very impressed right now with how relaxed Brooks is for his first fight.
Left hand on the entry. Looking to S-grip was Brooks for the exit, but he got to be forced so from referee Andrew Glenn, who deemed that an inactive clinch. Right hand coming forward now, Jordan Christensen. Christensen, big lifts to the body, to the head. Side headlock position from Brooks, and that draws the separation. Final stages, round number 1. Both fighters looking for smartly timed entries. We move to round 2.
Very different pace right there. Brooks was extremely calm and relaxed. You can tell this is different. Those guys are just coming in, looking to land offense. Both guys looking to counter. Very strange early, like we said, Brooks backed up, almost asking his opponent to come forward so he can counter.
See the cut just above the left brow of the face of Jordan Christensen.
And a lot of times when we talk about that first round, they're just trying to get each other's timing, their pace, their range, and then they step it up in a second. Let's see if that's what happens here.
Round number 2, exploding off of stretch to start the second round, Jordan Christensen.
Break. Step back, gentlemen. Step back. No wrestling.
Really double unders from Sean Brooks. It's the separation back to the center circle for both fighters. It's high and tight, off the jab from the orthodox stance for Brooks. Brooks on the 1-2. Christensen exploding in. Christensen on the open chested stance, circling back. Up to the body on the entry from Brooks.
I really like that lead right to the body. It was very nice.
Underhooks from Jordan Christensen. Rear right uppercuts now from Jordan Christensen. Right to the body from Christensen. Effective shots. Glenn calls for the separation, gets it with some difficulty and tells Christensen, listen to me.
Christensen doing a lot of good work in the clinch right there.
65 seconds remaining, round number 2. Off the 1-2 from Brooks.
Brooks is throwing these wide hooks, these wide punches on his outside. Makes it easy for Jordan to see them coming. I'd like to see him throw some straights every now and again, mix it up.
On the duck under overhand right from the southpaw stance of Christensen. Brooks again coming forward. Naturally right-handed Brooks told us that he would switch stances. He's largely been an ortho thus far, Chris.
But he has switched pretty consistently, Sean.
The ortho right now is Sean Brooks. Hearing the jab. Good left hand, right hand, counter 1-2, right back. 15 seconds remaining, round 2 on the duck under from Christensen. Driving pressure, putting Brooks against the ropes.
Almost a double leg there.
Acknowledged as such by referee Andrew Glenn. And telling Christensen, watch the level change. We move to round 3.
Sean, these are some very difficult rounds to call. I mean, a lot of times we have Brooks with his back in the middle. However, Christensen's the one in this channel out there. The exchanges, how do the judges see that? Like I said, I feel like Brooks does a great job of throwing some hard punches out there, but Christensen can see him. It'd be good if he changed up sometimes, throw a hip hook sometimes, and sometimes some straight punches, just to confuse Christensen. I feel like Jordan does his best work when he's able to get out first, push his opponent into the ropes, land body shots.
Both fighters up to scratch, towing the line 3 feet apart as Andrew Glenn starts round number 3. Intentional backward step to do that. Come forward, Sean Brooks. That was clever.
Hard body shots by Brooks.
Having pressure again, heavy front shoulder from Jordan Christensen.
And that's that veteran right there. Christensen did a good job. Had some good body shots against him, and he did the right thing.
See the head movement from Christensen, circling out. Hearing the hip shot, Brooks exploding in Christensen. There blood on the forehead of Christensen. Duck under on the right hand, and down goes Jordan Christensen.
I'm telling you, Brooks has power. Just waited for the right time, landed that uppercut. That's a huge knockdown for this fight, Sean.
That was a long count because Sean Brooks did not go to a neutral part of this center ring. Knockdown number 2.
And you can just see Christensen is hurting badly right now. I don't know if he's getting up, Sean.
Here's the count for the big run.
Not getting up.
The count of 10. Victory in his BKFC debut for Sean Brooks.
Great job for Brooks right there. Did a good job. Finally, one of our newcomers to get a victory. He changed that trajectory. They weren't doing well. Brooks did great out there.
BKFC Prospect Series live tonight from the sold-out Salisbury Center in Manassas, Virginia, is presented commercial-free on the BKFC app by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And you can just see the power right there that Brooks had. He just did a great job of waiting for the right time, waited for the opening. As soon as he saw it, he landed that uppercut, and that changed the whole fight right there, Sean.
Huge power from the United States Marine Corps veteran in his BKFC debut, Sean Brooks. Jordan Christensen has found success in BKFC. This was his 6th bout in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. He just simply did not have an answer for that big power of Sean Brooks. 2 knockdowns to the knockout in round 3.
Like I said, first knockdown right here. He has Christensen backing up. He just waits right time. That uppercut didn't even land fully clean, but where it landed, like I said, it's not always necessarily power, it's placement. Short little right hand that did a lot of damage. You can see right now they're still doing work on Jordan Christensen's eye. That's what happens when you have incredible power like Brooks has. You land a punch, it's going to do damage.
And that was a short right hook, as you called it, Chris. It shows with proper technique turning through, setting your feet. You don't need wide, elongated swings, just a short, beautiful hook to the finish for Sean Brooks. Obvious disappointment for Jordan Christensen, and real joy for Sean Brooks, victorious in BKFC bout number 1. My namesake, Sean Brooks just said, I've got that Irish blood in me as well.
That's why he won, he said.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, reaches the count of 10 at 52 seconds into round number 3. For your winner by KO, Sean, the Midnight Express, Brooks.
All right, standing by here with Sean Brooks. Congratulations, Waldorf, Maryland, getting it done tonight. Now, man, listen, already a hero, man. USMC, we definitely appreciate that in the house. That being said, what was it like stepping into this ring with BKFC?
Hey, first and foremost, I don't know who blood on my knuckle. It might be mine, it might be his, but hey, I got nothing but respect and love for Jordan. He's a 5-fight veteran, so those first 2 rounds, I had to, like, you know, fill it out. This is my first bare knuckle fight outside these streets, so hey, y'all, I heard y'all booing. Boo me now. Boo me now.
Now, listen. This crowd is losing their mind for you, man. Everybody getting behind you. What do you think your future looks like here inside the BKFC?
Hey, I hope y'all like what y'all saw. Shit, give me that call. That's it. I hope y'all like what y'all saw. Give me that call.
He's ready, the Midnight Express. Let's hear it for Sean Brooks.
Sean, very impressed with his calm nature, his ability to be relaxed out there in his first bare knuckle fight. But man, a guy with that kind of power could do a lot of damage at that weight class.
BKFC's middleweight division is deep. It just got deeper. Welcome to BKFC, Sean Brooks. 2 knockdowns to the knockout, and that short, beautifully timed, powerful right hand, the final punch of the fight. The winner, by way of 3rd round KO, Sean Brooks defeats Jordan Christensen.
Well, the prospects are getting busy here in Manassas. BKFC presented by Butt Up Energy Drink, OnlyFans, Grunt Style Apparel, and Forged Irish Stout. And now, Grunt Style Apparel brings you this tale of the tape.
To the heavyweight division we go. Joseph Ray versus Paul Shao.
And Sean, you can see here both these guys about similar weights. However, Shao does have a significant 5-inch height advantage, but more importantly, that 7.5-inch reach advantage.
2 fights in BKFC for Paul Shao. His debut occurred July 2022 when he defeated Josh Sanchez by 3rd round knockout.
And this is what Shao does and does well. He gets in thought and just throws power shots. Look at that. I don't see any jabs in there. It's all hooks. Feels like if he can get in his range where you can't land your hard shots, he can land his. He's supposed to get in, smother you, overwhelm you, land power shots, and put you down. He's a big guy, complete belief in his power. He just wants to get in that range and land those punches.
On his 31st birthday, Paul Shao set for fight number 3 in BKFC. Shaw's also had 4 pro MMA bouts, 1 in pro boxing. He played football at the NCAA Division II level. He was an offensive lineman for Urbana University. In our fighter meeting, Shao said, I want to use the techniques that I did as a collegiate football offensive lineman. Level changes, quick explosions forward.
Definitely wants to push the pace more this time and test his opponent's shin. Doesn't think his opponent knows what he's getting into. He's going to be the one to show him. Wants to get in there, throw combinations, but the main thing, he's got to get off first.
Shao reiterated to us, I have to continually be first. I have to drive my opponent in this heavyweight bout, Joseph Ray, backwards. Shao also said, I fought twice in BKFC. This is Joseph Ray's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship debut. I want to land hard and clean early, let him understand what this sport is all about.
Pushing his opponent into the ropes, being a bully out there. By doing so, making him question why he's out there, but when he's doing so, he's going the body and making his opponent quit.
Joseph Ray, set for his BKFC debut. He has had 5 pro MMA bouts. In our fighter meeting, Ray told us, I am a pressure fighter, but I am calculated while applying pressure.
Feels like he's very tenacious, has a will to win, wants to get into position and unload power shots, left hooks, overhands, straights, not looking to jab, looking to get in there and do some damage.
Ray told us, I believe I have legitimate knockout power in both hands, but he said, I'm not going to try to force the knockout. I will set up the knockout properly.
Has to do so with head movement, footwork, defense. He understands that has to come first. You can't trade in here. Hasn't been in there, but he understands that from watching. He knows he has to do whatever he has to do to get inside the reach of his opponent.
In the corner of Joseph Ray, you will see the former WBC World Heavyweight Champion, Oliver McCall. When I met Oliver McCall at our fighter meetings with Joseph Ray, I acted the way I think that my daughters would if they met Taylor Swift. I was pretty excited. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Grunt Style Apparel, America's patriotic apparel leader. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, an even 264 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Bellefontaine, Ohio, here is Paul, the Zombie Cowboy, Shaw. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, an even 260 pounds. His MMA record stands at 5 fights, and tonight he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Martinsville, Virginia, here is Joe Ruthless Ray. And our referee in charge of the action, Eric Irizarry.
Oliver McCall said of his fighter, Joseph Ray, he has huge power, but McCall said, I believe Ray's best asset is his cardio. Round number 1. Black trucks for Joseph Ray coming forward. Paul Shaw, black trucks with the red trim.
And Shaw came forward quickly and tried to throw a lot of punches.
Wow. Separation from referee Eric Irizarry. Big swings now coming forward is Joseph Ray. These are 2 powerful heavyweights.
These guys do not want to go past 1 round.
There's the side waist cinch. Snatched by Joseph Ray on the underhook from Ray, and there's the left hands to the body from Paul Shaw. Separation again from Eric Irizarry. Tray on the right hand for Joseph Ray. Shaw on the turn, looking to level change. Shaw continuing to throw to the body. On the left hand, counter right hand. Big swings again from both men in the mid-range. Counter right hand with his back against the ropes from Shaw. Step in left hand from Joseph Ray. Left hook from Ray. Man, rights to the body again from Shaw.
I'd like to see more body shots right there. I mean, they're throwing them on the inside, but outside they're definitely head hooking. I feel like the body's open, they can really hurt each other.
On this separation, strong jab from Shaw, walking through it, Joseph Ray. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1. This is a high-octane heavyweight opening round, Chris.
It's going to be hard to maintain this pace.
Ray cut, corner of his left eye. Big right hand, now the turn from Shaw. Shaw from the half tie plug. Right to the body on the rear right uppercut from Joseph Ray. 25 seconds remaining, round number 1. Again, the separation from Irizarry. Irizarry telling Ray, break when I say break. 1-2 entry from Joseph Ray. Left hook on the check left hook from Joseph Ray. coming forward. Right around Ray's left eye on the left hand. On the right uppercut, right hand. Big sequence in the final seconds for Joseph Ray, and there is the bell.
I felt like as that round kept going, Joseph Ray really started to find his range. We keep talking about how it takes you a minute to adjust to bare knuckle style. I felt like he started to really get that range down at the end of that round.
OnlyFans brings you our exclusive look back of the house of the fighters you will see in our co-main event. There's the Bellator and PFL veteran Micah Terrill set to make his bare knuckle fighting championship debut. His opponent in our co-main in the middleweight division, two-fight UFC veteran Cameron VanCamp, set for his second bout in BKFC. You will see it tonight in the middleweight division. Our co-main event, Micah Terrill versus Cameron VanCamp. Set for round number 2 of this heavyweight bout. Joseph Ray in his BKFC debut versus Paul Schau. For him, this is BKFC fight number 3. On the jab right hand, that was blocked as Schau threw big. Duck under Schau now to the body, where he's found a lot of success thus far in this fight, Chris.
Schau just coming forward with hard punches right off the scratch.
Continual big swings from both men. Half-tie plumb from Ray on the uppercut. Uppercuts to the body with the right hand for Schau. Good bit of refereeing there from Eric Irizarry, letting this flow. That is an active clinch. Now the separation. 25 remaining round 2. Left hand, big shots of that drop, Paul Schau.
He said Ray has big power, and he still does. Look at Schau trying so hard to keep going.
Schau telling him he wants to continue. There's the right hand. Ray staying fluid.
Let's see if Ray tries to finish it. He does here.
Knockdown number 2.
Schau's just battling up.
Schau just spat out his mouthpiece.
He's trying to get up.
Taking the count from Eric Irizarry. Up again. Mouthpiece in. This fight will continue.
You gotta love the heart right there. Oh! There's a
Swings, driving pressure on the level change from Schau. Schau off balance, throwing the left hand. That sends Joseph Ray back. Left hand knockdown number 3. Schau nearly out of the ring. The count continues. If Schau stands up, he has to do so inside the ring rope. Game, set, match, Joseph Ray.
And Schau did everything he could after being knocked down twice. He came back and threw some bombs, landed some good punches. You gotta love that heart and that effort he put in that fight. Yeah, baby. I'd love to have this guy come back. If you're gonna come and fight like that, all day.
The celebration with his head coach, Oliver McCall. McCall, one of the heaviest punchers in boxing heavyweight history. And Joseph Ray showing his own massive punching power, dropping Paul Schau 3 times to the second round KO finish. Huge disappointment for Paul Schau on this, his 31st birthday. But the heart of Paul Schau, pulling himself off of the canvas, you can see he was in obvious pain. First knockdown, second knockdown, third knockdown, Chris. He was out of the ropes, so even if he stood up, he had to stand up back inside of the ropes. He could not get to his feet, though. And Joseph Ray now 1-0 in BKFC.
John, I couldn't believe he got up after the second knockdown. You could tell how much pain he was in. He was struggling to get up, and he desperately wanted to get up. He put his hands up. He's ready to go.
It is different. It's different. Good fight. It's a lot different.
Now we're going to go back and look at this first knockdown.
But it's fun.
Ray has power on both hands. That's all we kept hearing about this guy, how this guy can land hard shots. It was just a nice little right hand. A couple of right hands, actually. You can see Schau hurt right away. Having a difficult time getting up. He's bleeding. But that's the heart right there. When this guy fights like this, I'll put him on cards all day long because he comes to fight. Look at that. Hurt. Number 2 right here.
Hey, rock me a couple times.
Nasty right hand.
But once you got it,
Just seeing how hurt he was, but he got up and threw some bombs after that. He wanted to win this fight so bad. But one in the cards tonight.
Credit to Paul Shao. He's a talented heavyweight. He showed such heart, such tenacity. And credit to the victor, Joseph Ray. In his bare knuckle fighting championship debut, the 5-fight pro MMA veteran showed huge power and huge precision. Here's Jeff Houston.
Happy birthday, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Eric Elizalde, reaches the count of 10 at 1 minute 50 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by KO, Joe Ruthless Ray!
Sean, all we heard about this guy was the power that he has in both hands. He came out and proved it. We have yet another guy, another newcomer getting the victory.
Joseph Ray, he told us with no hint of arrogance, he felt he had legitimate knockout power in both hands. He showed that huge power in both hands. Ray dropping Paul Shao 3 times in round number 2 to the finish. The winner by way of second round KO, Joseph Ray defeats Paul Shao. Sold out, above capacity, standing room only. We're in suburban Washington, D.C. at the Salisbury Center in Manassas, Virginia. BKFC Prospect Series, Manassas. David Feldman, you know him, of course. He is the man who brought the great sport of bare knuckle fighting into the modern age. He is our founder. He is our president. Chairman of the board, CEO, COO, CFO, the man who has done it all in BKFC, David Feldman. David, so I know when your son, our COO, Dave Feldman Jr., our great matchmaker, Nate Shook, the 3 of you conceived of this Prospect Series. These are exactly the type of fights that you had in mind.
5 for 5. 5 for 5 so far, unbelievable. And what a lot of people don't know, and unless you guys have mentioned it, I don't know, but this is a new, smaller ring. 16 foot on the inside. Our big ring is 22 foot on the inside. It's forcing these guys, it's forcing the action, and they're delivering. 5 for 5 tonight. 3 for 3 so far with shows in 2024 with BKFC, and 5 for 5 tonight. Unbelievable. And Sean, just to touch on what you said, we're just at capacity.
Now, Dave, I love this small ring right here. Like you said, it makes action. I would have loved a small ring when I fought because nobody can run from me. I'm an inside fighter, but I mean, these guys are coming to fight. I almost feel like they're trying to earn a place. They're hungrier fighters. You get that feel?
That's unbelievable. I mean, they're really, really coming for this contract. Nathan actually handed me an envelope at the way I'm pre-fight today. And he said, when I knock this guy out, I want you to open it. And it said, Mr. Feldman, give me a multi-fight deal.
He also gave an envelope to Chris.
Mine said, welcome to the Rivera era. I love it.
Yeah,
he's going to be a superstar for us.
Look, this last heavyweight fight was great. The winner was trained by Oliver McCall, former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So, I mean, we got a lot of talent here tonight, a lot of great fights, a lot of great things happening this year.
David, let's talk about, as we go into the month of March, we are rolling. Thus far, 3 straight sellouts to open 2024, and the sellouts will keep coming as the fights keep coming. March 2nd, this is really special for all of us at BKFC. We will be in Edmonton, Alberta. This is our first ever BKFC show in Canada.
Absolutely, and as I'm looking at the upcoming schedule, all of those shows are going to be sellouts. Like you said, our first show crossing the northern border in Edmonton. It's going to be an amazing fight. Jade Masan Wong is going to take on Gabriel Roman. It's going to be a war. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to have those great fights up there in Edmonton.
Dave, I did the tryouts up there. I can tell you what, Canada's ready for us. They're going to sell out. They're going to be a great crowd. They understand fighting, and they love their hometown people. It's going to be wild.
I always thought Canada would be great just because of ice hockey's up there, and they fight a lot in ice hockey. And I said the fans are going to love this. The fighters are going to bring it. It's going to be amazing up there in Canada.
David, March 22nd, our second event in Sofia, Bulgaria. Speaking of sellouts, we were sold out the first time. Bulgaria is now going to be one of our mainstays in Europe for BKFC.
Absolutely. It's going to be another sellout. We're on a great pace there already. We got a lot of great talent on that card. And You know, we're opening up all over Europe. It's crazy. I've had some unbelievable calls in the past 2 weeks, unbelievable trips, unbelievable meetings. 2024 is going to be an unreal year for us. I am so tired and so excited.
And David, we are opening up commissions, tribal, state, across the United States. The California State Athletic Commission on December 9th welcomed in BKFC. Our first event now set for Los Angeles, California, April 27th.
April 27th. I think I promised the fans that I was going to have an announcement tonight, and I apologize I couldn't get the contract done. We will have an announcement by Wednesday on that card, on that fight card, the main event, the co-main event, and the feature fight. Certainly our biggest card to date, absolutely. It's going to be a sellout. It's going to be star-studded. It's going to be amazing. Los Angeles, I can't believe we're saying this, Sean. We're going to Los Angeles. We thought we were never going to California. We're going to Los Angeles, April 27th, the biggest card in BKFC history.
Dave, did you ever think you were going to have the problem that right now we got so many states wanting to open up? We can't open them all up because we can't put a fight on. We have too many places to put fights on. I wouldn't have thought that ever a few years ago.
I mean, when you talk about you want problems, right? Those are the kind of problems you want, that we don't even know where we can put the fights now. I mean, unbelievable, amazing growth. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to our loyal team. I mean, we blew this thing up in 2024. It's our breakout year. I'm telling you, we are coming, and we are coming strong.
David, news is often broken with yourself, Brian Sosha, on the BKFC show. You can listen to it, watch it on the BKFC app. We don't have a date yet, but we know that we are going to Mohegan Sun. For me, that is the most spectacular casino resort in the United States, Uncasville, Connecticut. That commission is headed by the ABC president, Mike Mazzulli. That is a major step forward for BKFC.
I'm so happy to be in the Northeast. You know, I live in the Northeast in Philly, and to give the Northeast a taste of BKFC, especially at the arena at Mohegan Sun, it's going to be amazing. We're targeting a May date. Hopefully we get to open that up. It's going to be another epic card. It's going to be amazing to go there. I think we're going to sell it out. It's going to be great. Everybody in the Northeast is waiting for BKFC. I can't wait to go there.
David, BKFC just keeps on rolling. All thanks to you, my friend.
Oh, man.
That is the man with the true plan for bare knuckle, the head of BKFC, David Feldman. You're with us live. BKFC Prospect Series, Manassas, Virginia. We now move to a bout in the featherweight division. Our tale of the tape is presented by Rasha for James Brown versus Bovar Hodakov.
And you can see here there is a slight 3-inch height advantage for James Brown, but it is that huge reach advantage, 77 inches. That is going to be huge because James Brown has great movement, wants to stay outside. He wants to make Bovar step in close and make him pay every time he does.
2 fights in BKFC for the Ukrainian Bovar Hodakov. His debut came April of last year when he defeated Freddie Masabo by unanimous decision.
And this is what Bovar shows, what he can do when he does get into rage. If he can push you backwards, if he can get you against the ropes, quick hands, lands combinations, lands hard shots, that's where he wants to be. He wants to be, look at him, knows his opponent is trying to stay away from him. He makes him come to him, and then he's going to push him backwards. But, like, look at this. This is where the fight happens. If he's got you pushed against the ropes, it's going to be a problem. He wants to stay there, control the pace, control the range, win the fight.
Bovar Hodakov set for fight number 3 in BKFC. Overall, this will be his 7th bout in the sport of bare knuckle. Hodakov has also had 3 pro boxing matches. Hodakov told us in our fighter meeting his main focus in training for this bout at 145 pounds versus James Brown was cardio. Hodakov said, I feel that speed is my best asset, and I believe that my cardio is on point to fully utilize my speed.
Well, another thing he said he really improved on is mentally improved game right there. He feels like now he knows he wants to go out and destroy everyone. He wants to change his footwork up, to get inside, always be moving, counter punch, but when he does that, he wants to come out there and put you out.
Hodakov said, I know I cannot stand directly in front of my opponent, James Brown. I'm going to be smart, but when I feel I have him hurt, I'm going to open up and go hard for the finish.
Understands he wants to step outside that lead foot, throw that strike right down the pipe, land hard shots against his opponent.
James Brown, 2-0 in BKFC. His most recent victory occurred April of last year. He defeated former WBO boxing 140-pound world champion Mike Alvarado by 2nd round TKO.
Sean, this is what I talked about, that great footwork from James Brown. Never standing still, always moving, makes it very difficult to hit with that long reach at long range. He knows how to use it. It only works if you move. James Brown does that well. Light on his feet, constantly moving, waiting for the right time, waiting the time to explode. But man, this guy, he just touches you enough. Death by 1,000 cuts, just cuts your face open.
James Brown now set for fight number 3, and you see the big smile on his face in BKFC. He's also had 15 pro MMA bouts. He is trained by UFC veteran and current PFL fighter Derek Brunson, who you will see in his corner. Brown told us in our fighter meeting, I'm going to stay long, continually land from the outside. I've got to establish my reach. Again, Brown is 6'2" to Honokov's 5'10". Brown said, for me, this is all about smart movement from the outside.
Movement, that was the thing. Never stop moving in this fight. Has to stay in his range. Can't get up against the ropes where his opponent can control the range. Has to stay moving, lateral movement.
Brown said, I cannot allow Bovar Honokov to suck me into a brawl. Brown said he's a very good brawler, Honokov, when he's stationary. He struggles throwing punches with moving. Brown said, I will never be stationary in this fight.
Knows his opponent has a good jab. That's one of his keys. Punch over that jab. If he can take away his opponent's jab by landing punches in between that, it's going to make a long night for Bovar.
Again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Presented to you by Russia. Upgrade to champion mindset with Russia. Introducing to you first. Fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears silver and black. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 143.6 pounds. Tonight, he steps into the squared circle ready for bare knuckle fight number 7. Fighting out of Mariupol, Donetsk Oblast, Ukraine. Here is Bovar, the Gladiator, Knuckle. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black and gold. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 146 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 2-0. Fighting out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Here is the undefeated James Get Down Brown. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Bovar Honokov told us, I cannot allow James Brown to control from the outside. I have to look for smart entries, move him backwards, round number 1. Immediately on the outside is the American from Wilmington, North Carolina, James Brown. Black and yellow trunks. The proud Ukrainian, black and silver trunks from Bovar Honokov.
That's where Brown wants to stay right there. Stay outside, control the range.
It's high and tight for Honokov. You can see him already looking for the entries, Chris. Trying to do so on the right hand, couldn't find it. Smirk on the face of James Brown, staying long, sticking that long jab towards the face of Honokov from his southpaw stance. See Honokov in the orthodox stance, keeping his lead left hand intentionally low, trying to bait in Brown.
Brown's got to be careful. Get that chin up.
Big left hand. Fighters, you see the footwork staying fluid. Fighters very active with their respective lead hands. Left hand again getting through from Honokov. Honokov now cut on his forehead, right to the body from Brown. Chant of USA in favor of James Brown and his Manassas, Virginia crowd. Left hand from Honokov. Took that well, resetting. Now you see the gamesmanship from Bovar Honokov. Edge of Conor McGregor, putting his hand behind his back. Left hand, down on it too, missing from Brown to the body. There's the left hand, counter left right back from Brown after Honokov landed.
Brown has an ability to cut people over. He must have really sharp knuckles because, man, his fights, the opponent always seems to get cut.
In the half-time plug, you see the spear of blood across the face of Bovar Honokov. It's round number 1 on the straight left hand from Brown. Chris, we always talk about range fights thus far. Quintessential range fight. There is the bell.
Honoco's face is already a little bit of a wreck. It's like he's got 2 to 3 cuts right there. James Brown has a slight cut over his left eye as well, but not liking that cut I'm seeing on Bovar's face right there. Hopefully they can stop that. If not, that's going to be a problem.
You see Derek Brunson in the corner of his fighter, James Brown. Derek Brunson getting animated with his hands, Chris.
Not sure what he's saying right now. I'd like to hear him.
Seconds out called.
Looks like they're going to take a look at this.
Medical timeout called by referee Andrew Glenn.
What a good first round. Let's hope they don't stop it right there. I tell you, I didn't like the look of that cut, though.
Dr. Don Buzzi, Chief Medical Officer of BKFC, working tonight in conjunction with the Commission's on-site physician.
Let's see if there's a sense of urgency right now for Bovar. He knows they're looking at that cut. He's got to land some hard shots.
Brown, that was slick. An up jab. Step in right hand and the counter right hand from Brown. Fast counters thus far, Chris.
Very fast.
Both to the body. Brown largely has been keeping this fight at his range, which is on the outside. There's the left hand from range. Brown staying fluid long. Holikoff continually looking for the entries. There's the entry left hand. Brown pulls back. 80 seconds remaining. Round number 2. We're in the featherweight division. Big fight for both men in BKFC. Brown entering 2-0. Holikoff 1-1 in the promotion.
Holikoff has got to start getting inside. He can't stay out at that range. He's got to get inside.
All stands for Brown coming forward. Brown talked about just this, Chris. Staying outside, but coming forward while staying outside.
Pinpoint accuracy right now for James Brown.
Jab again from Brown. The chant of Bovar for the Holikoff supporters here in Virginia. Staff jab again from Brown and another. 3 cuts on the face of Bovar Holikoff. And now taking the knee is James Brown.
That body shot. Bovar's been landing a lot of right hands to the body. That one did some damage. Let's see if Bovar tries to keep on that body and finishing this off.
Here's the mandatory 8 count. Brown took the body shot, took a pause, step back, took the knee, and now sees the full momentum as Bovar Holikoff. We move to round 3.
Great job, really, by James Brown. If he's hurt right there, he's got to take a knee. I think he feels like all he has to do is make this fight keep going. He feels like they're going to stop to do the cuts. He continues to land, continues to cut his opponent up. But it was just that nice, like a left. Maybe that's what did the damage. I thought it was a body punch. That was a hook. That was a left hand that did the damage.
Brown steps back, resets, and with full eye contact towards Bovar Holikoff, willingly takes the knee.
Not sure why I thought that was a body punch. Maybe it was his reaction the way he took a step back and knelt down. I mean, Bovar landed some good body punches right there, and that was not what caused that knockdown. Let's see if they can stop those cuts right there. Bovar can get back in, land another hard shot like that.
Took the knee. Clear cut across the board. One would think. 10-8 round for Bovar Holikoff. Number 3. Left hand. That lands flush from Brown.
Brown has some great counters.
Holikoff staying fluid on the outside, but clearly from the knockdown punch, Bovar Holikoff emboldened to come forward.
James Brown has a good ability to back up and still land some hard punches. Most people can't back up and land hard shots.
Holikoff moving his feet, moving his head, moving his hands, looking for the entries. Find it there. A back step from Brown. 10 remaining, round number 3. Move off the right hand, swing and miss on the right of his own from Brown. Try right hand, the counter from Honikov with his back against the ropes.
Both of them hurt right there.
Stiff jab again from Brown.
And this is what Brown needs to do. Stay in his range, not in his opponent's range. Doing a perfect job of that right now.
So left hand from Brown. Step hand, right hand from Honikov. Both fighters continue to land.
Bovar's face is turning into a wreck right now. He needs to get in and land some hard shots.
Left hand on the turn. 30 seconds remaining, round 3. And the duck out from Honikov on the turn, but then throw the right hand.
I'm just really impressed with James Brown's ability to counter punch right here.
Almost a back fist that would be illegal from Brown. Warning though from referee Andrew. Brown acknowledges the 10-second clamp, and you see the gamesmanship from Honikov. Literally stopping, putting his heads down, telling Brown, let's go. We move to round 4.
I mean, the face right now, Bovar has got to do something a little different. He cannot stay in James Brown's range. Avoiding one punch and coming in, and he's taking the counter. He's got to push forward with 2-3 steps and push James Brown backwards, throwing punches inside. He's got to let the combinations go as he's coming in.
Chris, we're not saying this is our opinion or this is fact, but we're speculating that if the 3 Virginia judges saw rounds 1 and 3 for James Brown, clearly one would think Honikov getting that knockdown of Brown in round 2, that's a 10-8. Very likely it's 28-28 right now heading into round 4.
I think the main thing here is Brown is doing such a good job of landing these little punches, getting a lot of cuts. I wouldn't be surprised if the doctor's going to take another look at this.
We are going to get a medical timeout before the start of round number 4. Over Honikov with the expression of a man saying, why do you care? Why would you even look at my eye? They do care! This fight is over to the protestations of Honikov and James Brown fighting through adversity, now 3-0 in BKFC.
And look at the distraught on Bovar's face right now. So upset right there, especially when you get a knockdown. You feel like you're in the driver's seat right there. Very close and competitive fight, but man, James Brown showed an unbelievable ability to counter punch. So fast, so accurate with those punches.
Over Honikov, absolutely gutted. The physician stoppage, multiple cuts on his face, and class in victory for James Brown, who was dropped by Honikov in round number 2. Now being congratulated by his head coach, Derek Brunson. Again, Chris, on the medical timeout, Bovar Honikov almost looked perplexed, like, why are you even assessing these cuts? Let me fight.
Sean, sometimes fighters are just too tough for their own good. They will continue to fight. They've trained so hard, they've had bad cuts before. They're like, this is nothing, I can keep going. Sometimes you have to have your coach throwing the towel or the doctor, or you're just gonna keep fighting, no matter what.
Chris, numerous fighters in our fighter meetings say, I will never quit. That's not always the case. Bovar Honikov says, I will never quit. That man will never quit.
That is very true.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of our ringside physician, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 3. For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, James Get Down Brown!
And Sean, with hands like that, with movement like that, James Brown is quickly putting himself in a position to be considered for a title.
Two high-level bare-knuckle fighters producing a high-level bare-knuckle fight. Strong round number 1 for James Brown. Honikov dropping Brown in round number 2. Brown seizing the momentum, and then the end. The winner, by way of third-round TKO due to physician stoppage, James Brown defeats Bobar Honakov. Fubo TV presents our tale of the tape for this bout in the heavyweight division. Murat Kilimetov versus Trey Cook.
You see here, Kilimetov does have a significant 5-inch reach advantage he's going to want to utilize against Trey Cook.
This is the BKFC and Pro Combat Sports debut for Trey Cook. Cook has had 15 amateur boxing bouts, 8 fights as an AMI and MMA. Cook told us in our fighter meeting, I've been watching a lot of BKFC. I understand in the heavyweight division, you cannot waste punches in this sport. Cook said, I am going to throw a lot of feints. I want to use the full space of this ring. And most importantly, Cook told us, I want to engage on my terms.
Well, being a semi-pro football player, that shows he's an athlete. Linebacker wants to utilize a lot of that in and out motion. Slip punches, get in, and work the body of his opponent.
Cook is naturally left-handed. He told us, I'm going to keep switching stances. I'm going to do so mainly, Cook said, to disrupt the rhythm of my opponent, Murat Kilimetov. I want to throw overhands, and when Kilimetov rushes in, I want to land quick, hard counters.
But he wants to avoid the clinch. He feels like that's a waste of energy. You talked about that earlier, about saving his energy once they get in there. When they're in tight, throw hard punches, but the main thing, he has to stay calm and he has to stay relaxed.
The Russian Murat Kilimetov set for his BKFC debut. Kilimetov is at 8 pro MMA bouts. He told us in our fighter meeting he wants to feel this fight out early. Kilimetov said, I'm not in a hurry. I want to properly assess my opponent, Trey Cook. I'm not going to rush. What I am going to do, Kilimetov told us, is use excellent technique, footwork, and angles.
It was all about being smart for Kilimetov. He feels like going out there and winging punches is not something he's interested in. Study his opponent, watch his tendencies, pick his opponent apart, be a smart fighter out there.
Kilimetov said, make no mistake, I'm not going to force a knockout, but I'm also going to be highly disappointed if I win this fight by decision.
He says he's got to wait for the right time. Once he smells blood, then he's going all out and attacking his opponent, but just waiting for the right time.
Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Fubo TV. Watch live sports and TV without cable, including BKFC on Fubo TV. Start your 7-day free trial at FuboTV.com. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and green. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, an even 199 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Winchester, Virginia, here is Trey the Truth Cook. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 208.8 pounds. He is an MMA veteran of 8 fights, and tonight he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Mineral Voldi, Stavropol, Russia, here is Murat Kilimetov. And our referee in charge of the action, Eric Irizarry.
Trey Cook told us, I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to constantly stay long, explode in, then get right back out. Sporting touch of hands. Eric Irizarry starts this fight around number 1. Black trunks for the Russian, Murat Kilimetov. Green and black trunks for the American from Virginia, Trey Cook. Man, taking that left hand.
Fast, accurate hands right now from Murat.
Kilimetov heavy on the feints. Open striking guard of Cook. Cook to the inside, dragged down to his knee, ruled a slip immediately by referee Eric Irizarry. Kilimatoff resetting center of the ring. Again, the sporting touch of hands.
For being a big guy, Kilimatoff has some really good footwork. Stays really light on his feet. I love that.
Jabs to the body, not there for Cook.
The way Cook is motioning his head, he's got to be careful.
Left hand, and that drops Trey Cook.
He's putting his head in bad positions, and if Kilimatoff lands one of those, he might hurt his ankle. Good Cook.
The count of 7, up at 8 is Trey Cook.
He fell awkwardly.
Back to it. Weighted stance for Kilimatoff. Bigger swings now for Trey Cook, and knockdown number 2 on the counter right hand. Flat on his back is Trey Cook. Taking the count from Eric Irizarry. Theatrically up to his feet is Trey Cook. Almost a kip up there, Chris.
Kilimatoff, let's see if he goes for the finish right now.
Kilimatoff staying methodical. Using forward pressure, big left hand. Knockdown number 3. Up at 1 is Trey Cook. With the mandatory 8 from Irizarry.
Whenever Kilimatoff lands a punch, he's doing damage right here.
Huge round number 1 for the Russian Rock Kilimatoff. 3 knockdowns against the American Trey Cook in round number 1. Next stop, round 2.
You got the feeling if there was one more punch landed right there, this fight was over right now. I'm not sure. I mean, you can just see right now in the corner right now. You can see right now. I'm not sure if he wants to come back out for round number 2. Kilimatoff just looking to gain some experience here right now. Looks very relaxed already in the squared circle. Good right hand landed. Cook then took a punch. There's that tie clinch right there. Kilimatoff grab it, landed one little short right hand. Damage. See, those didn't do a lot of damage, just enough to knock his opponent down there.
Time called out by referee Eric Irizarry. Medical timeout. Medical assessment of Trey Cook. He's got 3 times. Kilimatoff.
The way he acted in his corner, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they stopped this fight.
Assessment.
I mean, this is a conversation going right now. I'm wondering if they're asking him, do you want to continue, or what exactly is happening right now? I mean, because usually they're looking at a cut or they're looking at a problem. Now they're talking, do you want to be out there? I can't hear what's going on, but that's what it seems to me. Oh, they're letting the fight go on.
Thumbs up. Number 2 will begin. Kilimatoff tried to slap a high five to Trey Cook. He wanted no part of that. Oh, we are done. Welcome to BKFC, Rock Kilimatoff.
Cook is just kicking his feet. Looks like maybe they should have stopped it before the round because, man, that was nasty.
BKFC Prospect Series live tonight in Manassas, Virginia is presented commercial-free on the BKFC app by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Kilimatoff has got power. He moves very fluidly, light on his feet.
Well, that is a knockout of the year candidate for BKFC in 2024. A right hand to the finish line from Rock Kilimatoff.
Like I said, the thing that impressed me was the way he moved. He didn't move like a 205-pound fighter. He moved like a 155-pound fighter. But, I mean, every time he landed a punch, it did damage. Man, this guy could be a problem for a lot of fighters.
Again, Rock Kilimatoff told us in our fighter meeting, very clear-eyed, with absolutely zero hint of arrogance. He's extremely respectful. He said, I'm not going to try to force a KO. I'm going to smartly seek a knockout. But make no mistake, I will be disappointed if I win by decision. Indeed, no disappointment for the victor by knockout, Muratkili Metov.
I mean, very quick right here. Just wait for the opening. Here comes that punch. It was at 2. It was that right hand. And look at that. That's some pain. The Cook is in right there. Come with a big right hand. Nope. Beautiful counter. That's textbook right there. Leaning in. He turned that left shoulder to block the overhand right coming. Then Kili Metov, and as soon as that punch landed on his shoulder, he fired the right. You know that your opponent can't have their hands back in position. That is beautiful, classic boxing right there.
To his full credit, referee Eric Irizarry did not even start his count. As soon as Cook went to the canvas, he immediately stopped this fight. And to his full credit, Muratkili Metov dominant in his BKFC debut, dropping Trey Cook 3 times in round number 1, and the clean one-punch walk-away knockout with the right hand in round number 2.
You can see Ismail in his corner right there, just fought in the Prospect Series in Albuquerque. A great victory right there as well.
Trey Cook was very enthusiastic in our fighter meeting entering this, not just his BKFC debut, his Pro Combat Sports debut, but Kili Metov, that's power, that's precision, and that's timing. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Eric Irizarry, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 9 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by KO, Muratkili Metov.
And Sean, we talk about debuts, and then there's great debuts. Kili Metov, man, he just put a lot of fear into a lot of people at that weight class. He's somebody to reckon with right now.
You see the sportsmanship from the victor Muratkili Metov and the defeated fighter Trey Cook. No animosity. What you saw was power. That's the 4th knockdown, and that's the knockout. The winner by way of 2nd round KO, Muratkili Metov defeats Trey Cook.
I'm Joshua Freeman. I fight at a Disciple MMA in Sterling, VA. You know, this fight is gonna be my time to shine. I watched a lot of his fights. He's a wild fighter. I'm a technical fighter, I'm a counter fighter. I just see myself sticking to, you know, boxing, outworking him as far as his cardio. I believe he said I can't go 3 rounds. I know for a fact that I can go many rounds. I've been training a lot. This is gonna be my time to show the world who Joshua, the Predator Freeman is.
In the heavyweight division, Zach Kalmus versus Josh Freeman. The numbers presented by OnlyFans.
And you can see here, Sean, very similar, 1-inch height difference, 2-inch reach. Not that big of a deal for heavyweights. Maybe the fist size. Kalmus has a bigger fist, can land more surface area. This should be a great fight between these 2 heavyweights.
Bout number 1 in BKFC for Josh Freeman. He's had 2 in pro MMA, 4 in pro boxing. Freeman told us he feels he has exceptionally good movement for a heavyweight fighter. Freeman said, I'm going to change angles. I'm going to utilize aggressive counter punching throughout.
Feels like he needs to keep his back in the center all time. He cannot let Zach push him up against the ropes, wear him down, and control the pace.
Of his opponent in this heavyweight bout, Zach Kalmus, Freeman said, I think Kalmus is going to keep coming forward behind big punches. Freeman said, though Kalmus, when he opens up with power, his body is open. He's there for the counters. Freeman said, I have to move forward smartly. I have to throw straight punches when Kalmus throws wide.
Well, it's all about the 1-2. He wants to keep that 1-2 in his opponent's face the entire time. Feels like he needs to land power. He has more power than his opponent. It's about landing that power shot to change the pace of this fight.
Freeman also said, aside from good movement, I feel I have exceptionally good cardio. I believe my cardio will allow me to maintain a very high pace throughout.
Definitely trained harder than he has ever for any other fight for this opportunity.
4 fights in BKFC for Zach Kalmus. His most recent occurred March of last year when he defeated Mike Fernier by 2nd round TKO.
And this is what Zach does. He comes forward and puts pressure on you from the beginning to the end. Just hard shots, complete belief in his chin, so he feels like he can take a punch and then will deliver one. So just wants to stay in your face. Look, just doesn't mind taking punches, push forward, not knockout punches, just hard punches the entire time. Wears you down. That's his game plan. Get in there, wear you down, finish you late in the fight.
The short rip and the entrance for Zach Kalmas, set for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship bout number 5. Kalmas 1-0 in pro boxing, and we give him the award, although there's not a real award, we give him the sort of award for quote of the week in our fighter meeting. Zach Kalmas, who's always quotable, said in this bout, I want to throw my jab like Floyd Mayweather, and I want to throw my power punches like George Foreman.
Good idea if you can do it, but this guy, he's not even caring if he gives away the early rounds. He knows that might be the case. He wants to continue to push that pace so he dominates the later part of the fight. That's when he goes for his finishes.
Kalmas said he wants to use this Floyd Mayweather-like jab to be measured, be technical. Kalmas said, make no mistake, I'm willing to lose the first 2 rounds tactically to turn up the pressure and then open up in round number 3.
He knows he always has to be using head movement, good footwork, even hand movement to deflect and to keep his opponent at bay.
One of the biggest personalities in all of BKFC, Zach Kalmas.
Come on.
It's important for him to keep that head right up the center line, so it's not an easy target for that powerful punch coming from Josh Freeman.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our feature fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, 260.6 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 6 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Washington, D.C., by way of Sterling, Virginia, here is Josh the Predator And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears red. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 255.6 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 2 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Gloucester, Massachusetts, here is Zach Sharkatel. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Zach Kalmas was emphatic that he would be very measured in the opening 2 rounds. Josh Freeman, though, told us, I expect a rapid-fire start off of scratch for Zach Kalmas. That's why I have to throw stiff jabs, throw clean 1-2s. White stance for both men. Up to scratch, sporting touch of hands. Round number 1. Feature fight underway. We're in the heavyweight division. Red trunks for Zach Kalmas, black trunks for Josh Freeman.
Josh Freeman doing just what he said, keeping his back right in the center.
There is the measured start from Zach Kalmas. Now coming forward, big right hand bag swings from Josh Freeman. Counter with his back against the ropes, Zach Kalmas.
Freeman's got to create a little bit more distance when his opponent is against the ropes, just standing there. He's smothering his own punches right now.
It was a smart escape by Zach Kalmas to get that clinch separation from Andrew Glenn. Rapid evolution of bare knuckle fighting, Chris. We didn't see that in the sport 4 years ago, that defensive clinch to get the break.
People were getting in and wasting a lot of energy.
For Freeman. Hard to the inside from the top corner goes Josh Freeman. To the body, Freeman. Short pass to the body in return for Kalmas. Stiff right hand to the head from Freeman. Big referee from Andrew Glenn. Both fighters in the active clinch, both fighters throwing. And the separation right back to it. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1. Wide open striking guard for Kalmas.
doing just what he said, though, Sean. He's kind of almost giving away these rounds. He's not pushing forward like most people expect.
On the left hand, right hand to the body. Big uppercuts now for Josh Freeman. Carrying off the ropes is Zach Kalmas. From Freeman draws the separation from referee Andrew Glegg. Taking a backward step, looking to counter as Freeman as Kalmas comes forward. Driving pressure now from Freeman. Kalmas is back against the ring ropes. Sporting touch of hands. Final seconds, round number 1. The bell. We move to round 2.
And right towards the end of that round, Kalmas did a better job of coming forward. Pushing forward there before towards the end. Let's see if he continues to do that in the second round. If he puts forward and really puts the pressure on his opponent and really trying to wear Freeman out.
You see BKFC fighter Blake Lacasse in the corner of Zach Kalmas.
Once again, that is the evolution right there that you're talking about for Zach Kalmas. Just come forward the entire time. Push the pace, looking to try and be a little bit smarter, take a little less damage, maybe. No, he's coming forward now. This is what we've expected from the entire time.
Fast off from scratch to start round number 2, Zach Kalmas. Now moving forward comes Josh Freeman. Freeman heavy in the half-tie, pulling the single collar tie into the body with the right hand goes Freeman.
Stop.
Over the head in the head chancery position. That draws the break from Andrew Glegg. Hands high and tight for Kalmas. Striking guard much more open in round number 1. Driving pressure again with the front right shoulder is Josh Freeman. Freeman chest to chest. Reminiscent of Kazushi Sakuraba. The short punches to the head from Zach Kalmas.
Good body
get that reference. You're a good friend of Chris.
Great punch right there by Kalmas to the body.
On the right hand, chest to chest again goes Josh Freeman. Side headlock position, immediate separation. Issued and received from referee Andrew Glegg. 55 seconds remaining around number 2.
This fight, in a way, is turning into a Zach Kalmas type of fight. Inside, grinding, pushing. We know he can go that pace. We are not sure if Freeman can.
Kalmas talking to Freeman. With the sporting touch of hands. I believe Kalmas was saying he got his fingers tangled in Freeman's hair and he apologized. Freeman driving forward again, short right hand. See the sportsmanship continuing. It's almost sparring-like. Hard exchange, touch of hands. I don't think Zach Kalmas could ever be that. He's always jovial.
Good body work by Kalmas. Look at that.
Kalmas to the body. Very good body work, but a big punch to the head from Josh Freeman. Punch after the bell. No complaint from Kalmas. He rewards that late punch with a high 5. We move to round 3.
You can just see the way Zach Kalmas, he's loading up and throwing punches to get into the entry, throwing these wide hooks. Freeman's got to do a better job of countering right there. As soon as he sees that Kalmas loading up, he's got those straight right down the pipe, beat him with the punch. Don't wait and then counter after this guy's throwing a hard shot to your body. Beat him with the punch. You can see the corner right now. Kalmas, he's got a right there, great coach. He's in the middle, just telling his opponent, throw those uppercuts, work the body inside.
In our founder meeting, Zach Kalmas emphatic that if this fight went to round number 3, this is the moment that he would noticeably turn up the intensity. To round number 3 we go. He's missing on the right hand. To the body to the inside. Big right hand from Kalmas. Chest to chest again goes Josh Freeman. Kalmas is back against the ring ropes. Short lefts and rights. Typically in a heavyweight fight, Chris, fighters' striking guards get lower and lower. For Kalmus, his striking guard is getting higher and higher. It was low and open in round number 1. It's high and tight here in round 3.
This is what I like to see Freeman trying to get off first.
Right hand on the entry from Zach Kalmus. Counter right hand, short rights to the head from Freeman, short rights to the body from Kalmus. Both fighters holding that half-time point. The body lock to turn, Andrew Glenn keeping his heavyweight fight moving. 5 remaining round 3. Again the touch of hands.
Let's go. Who wants it? Let's go.
See the big exhales from Freeman and a big right hand at Freeman's body landed by Zach Kalmus.
Freeman doing a good job of pushing Kalmus into the ropes, but is that enough? Because it seems like Kalmus is landing the harder punches right now.
On the 1-2 from Kalmus, counter right hand from Freeman. Kalmus again to the body and the underhook dug in from Josh Freeman.
You can tell Freeman exhausted right now. He's just pushing his opponent into the ropes, but not really throwing much with it.
Kalmus told us he felt that his cardio was on point entering this fight. That's why he felt so confident. If the fight got to round number 3, he could really take over. 15 seconds remaining in the 3rd round. Good stiff left on the right hook from Kalmus. From Freeman on the right hand. Kalmus shaking his head no. Playing to this pro Josh Freeman crowd. Now the finger whack from Zach Kalmus.
You don't see that too often, Sean.
Next stop, round 4.
Took the best punch of the fight right there from Freeman and just laughed it off. That's that chin that Zach Kalmus believes that he has that wins him fights. Now watch this. A good straight left. A good right. Uppercut attempt is continuing to come forward. Another good jab. Another good two. And Zach just puts his hands up and says, didn't hurt me at all. That is frustrating, Sean. When you hit somebody with your best shot and they just laugh at you, that's a problem.
He knows that's coming.
And that might have been enough to get that round for Freeman right there. But you cannot continue that. You can't continue to just let people punch you and laugh it off. The judges still see that as you're losing. So let's see if right now Zach can really step up the pace.
Let's go.
Andrew Glenn hurrying Josh Freeman up to scratch. You see the delay in Josh Freeman's corner. Freeman now talking to Glenn.
Looks like he has a problem with that right hand. This fight might be over.
This fight is over! Victory for Zach Kalmus.
Winning by Christian right there because, man, he was eating some punches right there, especially at the end of that fight. It must have been enough to hurt the hand. Freeman, you got to be disappointed for him, but man.
Josh Freeman certainly seems to be indicating the issue is with his right hand. And Zach Kalmus gets his 3rd victory in BKFC. Kalmus told us, Chris, I can lose rounds 1 and 2. I believe in my cardio. I believe in my technique. I believe in my strategy. I can take over this fight in round 3.
I mean, to me, he did a good job of doing so. I felt like he might have gave the round up at the end, taking 4 hard shots. He laughed it off. That did a great job of letting him know that it didn't hurt, but who knows how the judges saw that. But anyway, man, he just did a great job of continuing to fight, pushing his pace. I think he wore his opponent down, hurt his hand.
Hey, you did good. That was not my fault.
When Josh Freeman did not come up to scratch, Andrew Glenn said, get up to scratch. Freeman hesitated. Clearly, there was an issue.
And Sean, a lot of people, when they get that hand hurt, they start panicking. What do I do? How can I continue to fight with one hand? You really can't in this sport, Sean. If you're that hurt, if you can't throw that right hand, you're going to be a sitting target right there, and eventually you're going to get knocked out.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 3. For your winner by TKO, Zach Shark Attack Kalmus!
Hard work, baby.
All right.
Hard work, dedication.
Let me get in here with the Shark Attack. Zach, you know, this is the prospect show, and they gave you a prospect, and they gave the prospect to the shark attack. It seemed like you got better as the fight went on. It seemed like you tried to pick up your steam towards the end of the fight. How were you feeling on that one?
I feel like I picked up the steam each round like I was running a marathon. You know, you don't want to slow up in the third mile. You really want to keep increasing the tempo over and over and over again, just bringing higher and higher and higher.
Listen, man, you are always entertaining every time you step into the squared circle. It's a little bit smaller here, so there was a lot of action in here. What's next for you, Zach?
Next for me is whatever the BKFC has, whatever they have planned for me, I'm ready, and I'm grateful. Thank you, Mr. Feldman. Thank you to the Gloucester Fire Department, and I dedicate this fight to the Gloucester Fire Department and Apollo Creed, Mr. Carl Weathers.
There it is. Thank you so much. Give it up for the Shark Attack, Zach Kalmus.
And Zach just keeps understanding the sport more and more, understanding what he does well, and he implements it out there just like that. Puts on an exciting fight, Sean.
The late count of Monte Fisto, Carl Weathers would be proud of that performance from Zach Kalmus. Josh Freeman in his BKFC debut certainly had his moments, indicated he could not continue an issue with his right hand, and that is a next level win for Zach Kalmus. Victorious by way of third round TKO due to injury, Zach Kalmus defeats Josh Freeman.
Fighting Championship is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. We are moments out from the District of Columbia, Manassas, Virginia, but you can wipe away any thoughts of bureaucracy tonight. We're crossing the aisle, toeing the line, and settling our differences with bare knuckles. Coming up next, over 53 pro MMA fights, including stints in the UFC, PFL, and Bellator for Micah, Terrill, and Cameron VanCamp. But now they're looking to stake their claim in the BKFC and rise up the ranks. And in the main event, middleweight showdown between Stanislav Grosu and Brandon Shavers. Both men are stoppers with KO power and dead set on being players in the middleweight division. Expect a war here. Oh, it's been a good night here in Manassas. Famous for their Civil War battles. Well, it has been some battles inside of the squared circle tonight with these prospects. The prospects showing up in a very, very big way. And even if it's not the prospects coming out of this area, we are making stars tonight. Incredible highlights here in Manassas, and the crowd here in the Salisbury Center has been electric. Let's take a look at some of those highlights. Kerry Caprio kicking things off against Livingston and looked fantastic, and this one was on target from the get-go. Dustin Garrett and Nathan Rivera. Garrett was our prospect here, but Nathan Rivera was absolute money. Big right hand there, walks through Garrett. Garrett will live to fight another day. Crystal Von Beek taking on Christina Christ. About 36 hours notice here for Christ, but Crystal Von Beek had too much pressure for her. You see, landing the shots, walking through her. A lot of punches thrown in that fight. Decision win, Crystal Von Beek. Sean Brooks, the Marine veteran, taking on Jordan Christensen, the BKFC veteran. And look at that short, nasty shot from Sean Brooks. That's all it took. Big knockout. Joseph Ray, Paul Shaw, and this was a heavyweight showdown. Big, big man. Joseph Ray had to put him away 3 times in a row as he rolled outside of the ring. Joseph Ray picking up the win in that one. James Brown, big-time veteran, taking on Bovar Hanakov. This was a tough fight. Back and forth action here. Hanakov was very much in the fight, but just too cut up. And James Brown gets it done by TKO. Murad Kilimatov taking on Trey Cook, and my goodness, this shot right here. What a shot by the Russian. It was dynamite in his hands. This is a future star in the making here, folks. And then you just saw Zach Kalmus and Josh Freeman. Freeman being our prospect, and he hung in there in a very, very big way. But Kalmus played the long game here, and it was an injury that took him out. Well, folks, the Prospect Series does continue on. Of course, March 2nd, our first appearance in the great country of Canada, as that is going to be in Edmonton on March 2nd. As you can see, we've added some new fights. Going to be in Miami on March 15th. It's going to be Bulgaria on the 22nd. And then on the 29th, John Dodson defending his title for the first time against Aguero. That's in Albuquerque. You definitely don't want to miss that. And folks, of course, everybody knows about this. This news has been rocking the combat sports world. April 27th, our first appearance in California. We're going to Los Angeles. It's Knuckle Mania, and you know we are pulling out all the stops. Speaking of pulling out all the stops, we have 2 more big fights for you. It's time to knuckle up and throw down. Let's send it back to our commentary team, Sean Willock and Chris Lytle.
Thanks, Cyrus. Chris, our main event. This is that proverbial crossroads fight. Huge implications for both men. Our main event at 175 pounds, Stanislav Grosu versus Brandon Shavers.
Sean, both these guys feel like they have the physical attributes to be champions. They just have to go out there and prove it tonight with what they do and what they do best. Grosu, what he does is he is awkward, but he has power. He feels like all he has to do is land those hard shots. Look at that body shot right there. Unbelievably big, strong hands this guy has. He knows both hands. If he lands a shot, he is going to hurt you. Look what he does here. That body he's been working. If he lands them, you're going down. That's all he feels. Even when he fought the champ, Mondale, in his first fight, one punch he cut Mondale open, almost won the fight. Complete belief in that power. Knows he just has to get in position. He's got long arms. He's got good range. He's just got to get in there and land that power shot, and the fight's over. When it comes to Brandon Shavers, physically just extremely tall, extremely lanky, and extremely fast. Watch the way he pushes off that double jab, the right hand to the, or that left hand to the body, I should say. Great job. He uses that range so well. If he can stay in his range, get you backpedaling, he feels like he's going to win the fight. Look at this, just waiting for the right time. That straight left, that left uppercut. Does a great job. Just has to control the range. Fight when he wants to, fight on his terms, not yours. When he's been able to do that, he's gonna win the fight. Feel like that's the key for this fight. Get in his range and land hard shots.
Chris, our co-main event, also intriguing, also in the middleweight division. 2 fighters with a lot of MMA experience. Micah Terrill has fought in both Bellator and PFL. Cameron VanCamp coming to BKFC after 2 fights in the UFC. Again, major implications for both of these very talented fighters.
And these guys, they're dogs. These guys come in to fight all the time. A lot of experience, and the beautiful thing about this, these guys want to fight bare knuckle. They want to fight BKFC. They've talked to both of them. This is their dream right now. This is the organization they want to be part of, and this is a big deal for them. Whoever wins this fight is going to move up. Whoever doesn't, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
The numbers now for this, our co-main event of the evening. We're at 175 pounds. Micah Terrill versus Cameron VanCamp. Our tale of the tape is presented by Forge Irish Stout.
Almost identical, exact same height, weight, reach. I mean, these 2 guys on paper, this is going to be a great fight, so I cannot wait for this one.
Cameron VanCamp set for fight number 2 in BKFC. He has had 24 pro MMA bouts, including the aforementioned 2 in the UFC. VanCamp told us in our fighter meeting, I want to start quickly, I want to throw high volume, and I want to keep coming forward from the mid-range.
He wants to get in his opponent's face the entire time, not take a step backward, push the pace, slip jabs, and get inside and land combos.
VanCamp also said overhand rights, big uppercuts in the clinch. I want to constantly throw body, head on the inside.
Wants to be aggressive, get into that mid-range. Feels like he needs to just flow in this fight. Last time he felt like he was a little too measured. He wants to just get in there, react, flow, take whatever his opponent gives him.
VanCamp also told us I have to keep slipping the jab, counter with combinations quickly when I slip the jab. I cannot get stuck on the outside. Micah Terrill Set for BKFC bout number 1. He's had 29 pro MMA fights, including one in both Bellator and PFL. He's 3-0 in pro boxing. Terrill was an NCAA Division I baseball player at the University of Alabama, where he was a center fielder. Terrill said, I'm very athletic. I'm naturally left-handed, but I predominantly like to fight orthodox. I will keep switching stances. Terrill also told us, a big part of my striking game is being unconventional. I'm going to be unconventional in the best sense of that term, and I believe my opponent in this co-main middleweight bout, Cameron VanCamp, will struggle with my angles. Terrill also told us, Chris, I really respect VanCamp's overall game, but I think he's mainly a grappler.
Well, says the main thing, he does not want to get hit in this. That shows he's studying. This isn't a fight you can just trade punches. Understands he wants to do exactly what we're talking about, hit and don't get hit.
To get our co-main started, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by Forged Irish Stout. Not here to take part, here to take over. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears white and gold. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 175.4 pounds. Tonight he steps into the squared circle ready for bare knuckle fight number 2. Fighting out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Here is Cameron Jumpman VanCamp. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out the blue corner. Tonight he wears red and gold. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an identical 175.4 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 32 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Millersville, Maryland, here is Micah, see me, Terrill. And our referee in charge of the action, Eric Irizarry.
Micah, Terrill told us, I'm going to keep throwing punches from multiple angles. I think Cameron VanCamp will struggle to gain my timing. Round number 1. Red trunks for Micah Terrill, white and gold trunks for Cameron VanCamp. Smart measured start for both men. Step in, jab, counter, right hand. VanCamp nearly landed flush. VanCamp to the body with the right hook. That landed.
Terrill's got to be careful. He just popped that chin up. He's going to get hit on that. He's got to be careful putting that up. Ooh, good uppercut there, buddy.
The uppercut to the right hand. That was clever from Terrill. Resetting center circle. Everyone to step in. Feint goes Terrill. Camp off the jab. Jab. Up jab from Terrill. Terrill keeping his hands low, open-chested. That's by design. Trying to bait in VanCamp, who you see is keeping his hands much tighter. Step in right hand. Terrill taking himself off balance. There's the left hook to the right hand from VanCamp. Right hand again. Smooth blood on the face of Cameron VanCamp. He's cut on the bridge of his nose. 5 seconds remaining around 1 of our co-main. Jab right back from Terrill. These are 2 high-level strikers, Chris.
Definitely different styles here.
We knew that going in. We're seeing it on full display. Good jab from Terrill. Good jab into the body from Micah Terrill. Even measuring.
Terrill, we talked about that awkward style. You can see it's giving VanCamp some problems right there trying to solve this matrix.
Terrill keeps talking to VanCamp. Not there. 20 seconds remaining round 1. Back to the sternum lance from VanCamp. Fighters having their moments here in round number 1. Duck under from VanCamp. Step in right hand. Right hand just off the mark from Terrill. Stiff jab from Micah Terrill. We move to round 2.
Man, very interesting round right there. Terrill is awkward. He's unorthodox, exactly like he said he was. Good little cut on the face of VanCamp right there. feel that this fight could end early with just one clean punch that is landed by either guy.
Through the body, through the head.
This is a night of bare knuckle prospects. There is a legitimate pro boxing prospect in the corner, Micah Terrill with the baseball cap. That is 10-0 pro boxer Joe Veazey.
To the body, straight right to the body, left hook to the head. Let that hook go, though. It's there.
You can just see their training partners, and you can just see that style right there from Terrill. He's in and out, he's all over the place, he's hard to hit.
Irizarry calling both fighters up to scratch round number 2. You see the lowered stance, the open striking guard of Terrill. Camp on his back foot.
I mean, just like I said right before that, you get the feeling this could end very quickly right there with just one punch. Terrill came in, had his hands out of position, that's all it took. One good counter, fight's over. This is bare knuckle, baby. And you can just see the disappointment right now in Terrill. He was looking great out there, hard to hit, very elusive, but just takes one shot, he got hit with it. I mean, he started to get aggressive, and that's the danger of getting aggressive, Sean. You open yourself up. He opened himself up to one little shot. VanCamp took him out.
Beautiful right hand for the finish. Cameron VanCamp. Micah Terrill flat on his back when he took out his mouthpiece, Chris. We know that is always a terrible sign for the down fighter.
Well, he was clearly hurt, so he got hit. Not that it's a knockdown, but when we took the mouthpiece out, you just know, okay, I can't do anymore, so. To take a look at this replay right here. Right on the button right there. Just a nice short little right hand. Look at that. Perfectly placed.
The left never fully landed. It is the right hand that finished Micah Terrill in this fight. Beautiful from Cameron VanCamp. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Eric Irizarry, reaches the count of 10 at 25 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by KO, Cameron Jumpman VanCamp.
All right, standing here with Cameron VanCamp. I don't know what was cleaner, that knockout or that fadeaway after the knockout. That was clean, man. Congratulations. Win number 1 of the BKFC, and you did it in dramatic fashion over a very tough Micah Terrill.
Yeah, hey, first of all, I want to say all glory to God. Without him, we wouldn't be here. Yeah. You know, I wanted to fight in my weight class, but he wouldn't do it. I came here, I fought him in his weight class in his hometown, and I just want to be on big shows. I want to fight in stadiums.
Well, you're definitely on your way, man. You're right here in front of David Feldman. He's watching you very closely. You're going to get these opportunities. With that being said, man, what do you think you need to do to get to the next level? Is it going to be another big knockout like that?
Yeah, no, I just got to keep working. Everything's starting to click now. I came here, I beat him in his hometown, up a weight class, like I said. I could use some money. I think that's worth a bonus.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm on your side. Let's hear it out here for Cameron VanCamp.
Great victory for VanCamp. Showed power right there, showed precision. Just showed a nice, calm demeanor right there. When the opponent came in, he took an opportunity and he capitalized on it. Great job for Cameron VanCamp.
Micah Terrill was using the creativity, using the angles and striking he told us he wanted, but beautifully timed with the right hand for the finish. The left hand followed, it did not matter. The winner by way of second round knockout, Cameron VanCamp defeats Micah Terrill.
And the Salisbury Center has been rocking. BKFC brought to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink, Fubo TV, Russia, and Green Mountain Grills. And now your tale of the tape.
The numbers presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink for this, our main event of the evening at 175 pounds. Stanislav Grosu versus Brandon Shavers.
Both these guys very big. You have 6'2" to 6'4" for Shavers, the advantage. He also has a 3-inch reach advantage, Sean.
Brandon Shavers set for fight number 3 in BKFC. He's had 10 pro MMA bouts, which includes 3 in LFA. Shavers is 1-0 in pro boxing. Shavers told us in our fighter meeting, I'm going to pick apart my opponent, Stanislav Grosu, from distance. High volume of punches and a high volume of straight punches.
Wants to throw combinations, Sean. He wants to parry his opponent's jab, counter the entire time. He knows he cannot let his opponent dictate the pace or the distance.
Of his opponent, in this middleweight bout, our main event, Stanislav Grosu, Shavers said, I think he's going to keep coming forward, but he does so predictably. And Shavers says Grosu comes forward continually on a straight line.
He wants to keep his opponent away, wants to keep him at range. He's going to do so by throwing a lot of jabs and a lot of body shots.
Shavers said, I believe I can disrupt Grosu with counter striking. When he's wild, I'm going to be skillful.
Wants to counter a lot in the first round and then step up the pressure as the fight goes on.
The Moldovan, now based here in the state of Virginia, Stanislav Grosu. Grosu set for fight number 6 in BKFC. He's had 2 pro MMA bouts, and he told us in our fighter meeting his main focus was on his cardio. Grosu said, I want to land from distance and then keep moving. Grosu said, I'm willing to come inside, but that's plan B. Plan A is fighting long, and I think I can win with plan A.
What we talked about earlier, he wants to land body shots, knows how much power he has. Not only has he felt it, everybody tells him when he spars, man, I've never been hit by someone like you. So he feels like when he gets in, he lands those body shots, people are not going to be able to take those.
Stanislav Grosu said of his opponent, Brandon Shavers, he's very good at range, but I'm better at range. On the inside, Grosu said, I am much better.
Feels like he has a very awkward style that people can't prepare for. But the main thing with using that awkward style, land with those power shots. When he lands with power, he thinks he can knock out anybody in the division.
Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Sanctioned by the Virginia Boxing, Martial Arts, and Pro Wrestling Advisory Board. Executive Director Kathleen Nosbish. Board Administrator Jermaine Gray. Program Coordinator Vernon Porter. The 3 judges scoring our main event: Brian Costello, Lisa Cuellar, Ronnie Rodriguez. And the 3rd man inside the squared circle, our referee in charge of the action at the bell, Andrew Glenn. And now, with our bare knuckle fans watching live worldwide on the BKFC app and Fubo TV from the sold-out Salisbury Center, fight fans of Manassas, it's time to introducing you first. Fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears camouflage. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. His official weight, an even 175 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Jena, Louisiana, here is Brandon the Shredder And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black and white. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 174 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 3 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Sterling, Virginia, by way of Bruteni, Moldova, here is Stanislav Grosu.
Brandon Shavers told us, I have to keep my back off of the ring ropes. I have to keep parrying punches and keep returning quickly. Round number 1. Black trunks for the Moldovan, based here in Virginia, Stanislav Grosu. Camouflage trunks for the American from Louisiana, Brandon Shavers. Fast start from Shavers on the floor. Grosu looking to counter with his back against the ropes. Grosu misses with that right hand. Step in, left hand to the body goes Brandon Shavers. Heavy in the clinch, half-time club stacked by Grosu on the uppercuts. Big swing to miss, counter left hand from Shavers, timed out well.
That's what Grosu going for that knockout. He feels like if he lands one of those punches, that's all she wrote.
Oh, left hand on the step in from Shavers. Right to the body, fast counter left hand from Brandon Shavers.
Beautiful counter from Shavers.
Swing and a miss again, nearly a backhand from Grosu. Short right hand, left hand right back from Shavers.
Shavers is landing some bombs right now. Very accurate with his hands, is Shavers. Oh.
Left hand just off the mark from Brandon Shavers. 50 seconds remaining, round number 1 of our main event. We're in BKFC stacked middleweight division.
I'm as impressed right now with Grosu's chin as I am with those hard shots of Shavers.
You see the hand fighting? Southpaw stance of Shavers, orthodox stance of Stanislav Grosu.
If I'm Grosu, I'm trying to get inside right now. I can't just stay outside and wait for those punches to come because he's going to be hard to counter with Shavers.
And the duck under the turn from Shavers. Heavy feint from Shavers. That took Grosu off his striking line. Grosu trying to stay active with that lead left hand. Hook to the body. Effective block by Shavers. Continual hand fighting on the inside, right hand off the mark from Grosu. Counter left hand on the pull from Shavers. Left hand to the body. That is round number 1.
Man, what a round. A lot of very powerful shots were landed there.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
I said extremely impressed right now with Grosu's ability to take those punches. Man, Shavers was on point that round.
What you do is just relax from the distance, all right? Don't go so hard with the upper body. Bring more from your foot, all right? Watch when he comes in first, he'll set that too.
Sean, I know what you were thinking. You thought from those shorts this might be a 1970s basketball game. It is not. This is a bare-knuckle fight there, man. That was a good round right there.
Look the length of Brandon Shavers' shorts, Chris.
Love it, Sean. Love it.
I was thinking of the 1990 World Cup. I'm more of a soccer guy than a basketball guy, as you know.
You're not setting anything up, you're telegraphing it.
Grosu has got to find a way to get inside a little bit more to throw those punches. He cannot sit there and wait to counter.
Round number 2.
Shavers is really on point tonight.
Slight abrasion over Grosu's left eye as we start the second round. Fast pulls, the fast counters on full display from Shavers in round 1. Just like that on the left hand. Grosu the hand fight to establish himself in the mid-range. And Grosu told us plan A, went from the outside. Plan B, went from the inside. And Grosu right now, Chris, trying to implement plan B. Hard for the entrance.
I advise him to do so.
There's the left hand from Shavers. Drives Brandon Shavers against the flow of this fight.
That's that power we talked about. Grosu has it. He knows that if he lands a punch, he is going to hurt you. Wow, that came out of nowhere.
There's the mandatory 8 count from Andrew Glenn to Brandon Shavers. Grosu stepping in hard. Big right hand from Grosu. Suddenly Grosu 2. On the right hand. Shavers looking to counter, and he does as he turns. Grosu, stepping right hand from Stanislav Grosu.
Boy, they are going at it.
Right hand again from the half-tie plug. Shavers on the left hand. Counter right hand from Grosu as he turns out. Coming forward into the mid-range, Brandon Shavers. He takes the right hand from Grosu, lands his own left hand. Both fighters opening up big with 20 seconds remaining on number 2 of our main event.
These guys are spending a lot of energy, Sean.
From the half-tie plug goes Grosu. Now a short left hand, there's the separation from Andrew Glenn. Grosu running to the mid-range. Big right hand. Final seconds, round number 2. Grosu to the body, to the head. The bell, we move to round 3.
Man, a lot of damage being done right there. They went at it. I mean, Shavers seemed to be in the driver's seat. One punch totally changed that round. Sean, Shavers didn't see that punch coming. I didn't see it either. I just saw him end up on the ground. I'd like to see the replay, and here it is. Shavers just doing a great job. Look, I'm telling you, I've actually got in there and done a round of sparring with Grosu. He has freakish strength, freakish power. He hits you with something that doesn't even look home like, man, why did that hurt so bad? I don't know if it's those big, strong hands he has or what, but he's powerful. He showed it right there.
Stanislav Grosu told us, and with absolutely no hint of arrogance, stating it, I have heavyweight power. He certainly has a heavyweight's handshake.
That's so true.
It's like shaking hands with Ben Rothwell. Grosu dropping Brandon Shavers against the flow of the fight in round 2, round number 3. Grosu obviously boldly from that knockdown. Shavers taking a backward step, putting his back against the ring ropes. He told us exactly that he did not want to be in this position.
You can see here Grosu throwing and landing more punches.
A strike stance on leaving long, presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. There's the right hand from Brandon Shavers. Shavers on the left hand. 25 remaining round 3. Step in jab from Stanislav Grosu. Chest to chest. Brandon Shavers to the inside. Left hand on the exit. Right hand on the turn from Shavers. The turn now from Grosu to the body. See the wrist control from Shavers. That's illegal under this unified rule set of bare knuckle fighting. That's the separation from Andrew Glenn. Left hand again from Shavers. Right hand not getting through from Grosu. Shavers right back in this fight after being dropped in round number 2. Now 45 seconds remaining round 3. See the head movement, the heavy turn from Grosu. Grosu gripping up smartly, gets the separation from Andrew Glenn. Grosu, you see, cut, bleeding heavily in his left brow. Level change. Clever on the entry left hand from Shavers. Clever on the turn from Grosu. In the center circle comes Brandon Shavers.
Grosu had his opponent pushed against the ropes. He should have kept him. I'm not sure why he backed away.
And the half-tie plug on the right uppercut. Grosu landed that flush. Big step and big left hand on the turn from Shavers. We move to round 4.
Well, these guys are going to war, Sean. You see Grosu looks a little tired right now, but he continues to come forward the entire time. This is such a weird fight because you just see that Shavers almost has to fight a perfect fight. He cannot take any one shot or he's going to go down. But he's doing a great job of confusing Grosu, closing the gap, not letting him get that full extension on the punches. He's outside, he lands hard shots, and then he immediately pushes into Grosu and keeps him from landing. Great strategy, but he has to be perfect.
Put your head together, put your mouth together. Focus, you got 2 rounds to kill it, you understand? But I need you to win the next 2 rounds for me. You understand me? Finish it strong, give it focus, don't hit him hard.
This is an exhausting style right there. When you get inside, people don't understand. When you add wrestling, when you add that jiu-jitsu style of inside grinding and dirty boxing, how that's like flexing your muscle for 30 seconds straight. It's so tough to do.
Confirmation that round number 4 is upon us. Oh, Knuckle up emphatically from referee Andrew Glenn. Round number 4 underway.
Once again, I think right now, Sabre's a little bit more tired. I'd like to see Grosu pushing forward more. Not going to get countered as much. He wants to get inside that range of Leonard's hard shots.
Oh, right hand from Shavers from range, then the left hand. Shavers on the left hand right back from Stanislav Grosu. Shavers to the body.
I mean, what do you have to do to hurt Grosu?
Grosu keeping his hands very low.
See, this is where I don't like Grosu just waiting to counter. I want him to come forward right now, just like that.
There's a counter left-hander. We were on one knockdown apiece.
I felt like if that was the case, he was not going to have the quickness at this point in the fight in the 4th round. I was dead wrong right there. Great job by Shavers to countering.
55 seconds remaining in round number 4. Shavers big left hand again. Shavers hard, long, straight punches. Grosu on his back foot now stepping forward. Left hand knockdown number 2.
That might be it. Grosu's hit bad. He's cut. That's it. That's all she wrote.
The count of 10 and the win of his life for Brandon Shavers.
Man, Sean, we talked about it. That's what happens. That's the heart of a champion right there. You get knocked down, get back up, and then finish your opponent. That's a beautiful thing. We love it when that happens. We saw it tonight.
Brandon Shavers has fought 10 times as a professional in MMA, once as a professional in boxing, and now 3 times as a professional in bare knuckle. And make no mistake, no win has ever been bigger for Brandon Shavers. The stakes have never been higher for Brandon Shavers.
Sean, the most impressive thing to me about that was usually the 1st, the 2nd round, you're very good at countering. Once you slow down, once you get tired, it's hard to counter like that. That's exactly what happened. Grosu did come forward, and he got met immediately with the counter left hand. That surprised me. I thought that by that time, that's when you start stepping up. When the guy gets tired, when he slows down just a little bit, then you can push forward. Not the case here. Shavers sucked it up, landed that left hand. That changed the fight right there.
Stanislav Grosu dropping Brandon Shavers in round number 2. Round number 4, 2 knockdowns to the knockout for Brandon Shavers.
And this is what we talked about right here. Grosu finally comes forward, gets in and watch this left hand. Boom, round the button. Chin was up, chin was up. The Grosu chin exposed. Just caught him flush. Here's the second one. Another beautiful counter left hand. Grosu just wild throwing punches right here, hands out of position. You get hit with a shot like that that you don't see, you're going to go down.
Stanislav Grosu, Brandon Shavers, 2 elite fighters in BKFC's middleweight division, combining for a phenomenal main event. Back and forth. Shavers off the canvas to knock out the Moldovan Stanislav Grosu in round number 4. Eventually, they will figure out where to stand. A moment of levity after an all-out fight from Stanislav Grosu and Brandon Shavers. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, reaches the count of 10 at 1 minute 32 seconds into round number 4. For your winner by KO, Brandon the Shredder
All right, standing by here with the Shredder, Brandon Shavers. Congratulations on that win. You know, there was a little bit of up and down there. It seemed like you really had him timed out with the counter punches. Maybe got a little too excited and ran into a big shot from Grosu. Walk me through getting knocked down. How were you feeling at that point?
I just knew I had to dig deep and come back and get a knockdown for myself. I mean, I started out a little too timid, I guess. I was wanting to hurry up and get the fight done, but I got it done in the third round, like I said, and I'm happy for it.
You know, with a performance like that, you got to feel so much more comfortable inside this BKFC ring. What's your ceiling like here, Brandon? Is it making it all the way to a championship bout against a guy like a Dave Mundell? Do you feel like you're on that path?
That's exactly where I'm headed. I just need to stay active more. I've been sitting out for the last year, and I've been trying to get fights. Me and my teammate David Bosnick, we've been in the gym putting in work every day, and we want to stay active just like everybody else. I only get better when I get in here more.
Let me tell you something, Brandon. There's more shows than ever this year. I'm sure we're going to see you back very, very soon. Let's hear it out here for the Shredder, Brandon Shaver.
He was tested right there, Sean. He passed with flying colors. He got knocked down, dealt with adversity, came back, and man, he looked on point tonight.
Fucked up, baby. Stanislav Grosu knocking down Brandon Shavers in round number 2 and round number 4. Shavers dropping Grosu once, and the second time is the finish. The winner by way of 4th round KO, Brandon Shavers defeats Stanislav Grosu. BKFC returns March 2nd. We will be in Edmonton, Alberta, our first show ever in Canada. March 15th, back to Miami. March 22nd, back to Bulgaria. We will be in Sofia. March 29th, back to Albuquerque, New Mexico. BKFC continues to roll in April. We'll be north of London in Milton Keynes in England on April 6th. April 12th, we're in Tampa, Florida. Right back here in Virginia, we'll be in the city of Salem on April 20th. And then Knuckle Mania 4. This will be our biggest BKFC event ever. Our California debut, we will be in Los Angeles on April 27th. You can watch every event live on the BKFC app.
And Sean, they've been very stingy about information with Knuckle Mania 4. That makes me even more excited. You know it's going to be something huge, probably the biggest card we've ever put on. We always outdo ourselves with Knuckle Mania. This is going to be no exception. We're so excited to be in California, Sean.
BKFC Prospect Series in suburban Washington, D.C. Tonight sold out in Manassas, Virginia. Victories this evening for Kerry Caprio, Nathan Rivera,
Rivera looked phenomenal, but man, these girls, they might have stole the night with their unbelievable war put on by both of these females. What a fight.
Crystal Von Veek defeating Christina Christ.
Then we had the first prospect of the night to get the victory.
And wins for Sean Brooks.
Another prospect coming through.
A win for Joseph Ray. And a win for James Brown versus the ultra-tough Bovar Honakov. Burak Kilimatov, the Russian heavyweight, successful in his BKFC debut.
Probably the knockout of the night with that counter right hand.
In our feature fight, Zach Kalmas, BKFC win number 3. In our co-main, UFC veteran Cameron VanCamp, BKFC win number 1. And in our main event, Brandon Shavers, 4th round knockout versus Stanislav Grosu.
Look at that counter left hand. What a beautiful punch, Sean.
For David Feldman, Chris Lights Out Lytle, Cyrus Fees, Jeff Houston, producer-director Jonathan Evans, and our entire crew, I'm Sean Wheelock. From the sold-out Salisbury Center in Manassas, Virginia,